with the arrest of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. And, of course, it is open phones on Friday's stream. All right, here we go.
Warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting
Showtime.
vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, yes. It is Friday, August 25th, 2023. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to, that's right, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 46 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. And, oh man, do we have a lot to cover today with the Black Panther County arrest, Fulton County, Georgia, of President Trump and the mugshot yesterday. Oh, yes. And, of course, on Fridays, it is open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. You are not limited to the topics that we bring up on the program. And our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to us. All right, so I watched the coverage all day yesterday on MSNBC, CNN, and yes, Fox News, okay, because I wanted to see what they did. So I broke my Fox News ban just for yesterday. And do they not want people to watch Fox News? First off, the biggest news story in decades just happened, right? An arrest of a president. You know, what happened yesterday is a very historical moment in the history of the United States and the world, the arrest of a president of the United States and a mugshot. And I believe that the mugshot of President Trump, which he looks pretty good in, right? The eye of the tiger mugshot of President Trump looks good. That is likely to become the most famous American photograph in history. And if you think about it, what are the most famous American photographs? American photographs. I'm not talking about photographs in general. That woman during the Great Depression, that's a very famous one. There aren't that many hugely famous American photographs. There's some. But this one certainly is going to become the most famous photograph in the history of the United States. It's a historical moment, not a good one. You know, most historical moments, you know, a lot of tragedy going on, and this was certainly tragic what happened yesterday. And Fox News all day long were talking about that debate like people cared. First of all, because of the events that were taking place yesterday, the arrest of a president of the United States, no one would care about such a thing. But even if it wasn't the Fulton County mugshot day for Trump, it wouldn't have been all that interesting. I listened to Dana Perino. They've dropped DeSantis and are trying to push Ramaswamy. And I heard Dana Perino play a Ramaswamy quote, which I don't remember, and then she says, "Some are saying that was the moment of the debate." And I turn on Cavuto in the afternoon, and they're talking about the debate like anyone cares when they're arresting President Trump. And what Fox News has decided, I realized this yesterday, you know what they've decided? He doesn't exist. He's a non-person, and they're not going to talk about Donald Trump or mention Donald Trump. It's as if he doesn't exist. Well, in my mind, Fox News no longer exists. And I don't think I'm alone with that. Now, I did watch it yesterday because we had breaking news, and when there's a breaking national crisis like an arrest of a president of the United States, especially one who did no wrong, unless you consider making America great again a federal crime, which many liberals do, you know, you gotta watch everything to see what's going on, including Right Side Broadcasting, CNN, all of it. As bad as Fox was, CNN with Jake Tapper and Anderson Cooper were just total scum yesterday on the air. They were sitting around laughing like it was a tea party at Anderson Cooper's house. And they seemed more concerned about the accuracy of President Trump's weight. They said he weighed 215. They were very alarmed by this. Here we have the American Republic falling yesterday. We have a senile old coot with severe Alzheimer's disease who takes bribes as the President of the United States. They're leaving cocaine all over the White House. And President Trump's getting arrested. And that Alzheimer's patient, whose entire life is a vacation, Joe Biden, has for the fourth time arrested his political opposition, the leader of both political parties in all the polls, Donald Trump. And Jake Tapper and Anderson Cooper are concerned about the accuracy of the weigh-in of Donald Trump? Are you kidding me? What a bunch of animals these people are on CNN. Then over on MSNBC, they have Joy Reid, who hates gay people and white people. Nicole Wallace, who hates everyone, she used to work for John McCain. She's always angry. I think she has a permanent case of hemorrhoids. And then they have Rachel Maddow. And why, when Rachel Maddow is at the anchor desk, do they act like she's Tom Brokaw or Walter Cronkite? You know, she's a weirdo, Rachel Maddow. She had a breakdown after the Russia hoax was exposed to be a hoax even to her own viewers. And they have Rachel Maddow on like she's the dean of politics. I don't understand what that is all about. But they put Rachel Maddow up on this pedestal. And I lost track of how many times they said Constitution. Anytime you hear liberals talking about Constitution, the constitutionality of something, or using the word Constitution or citing the Constitution, they're burning the Constitution. Do you understand that? They say it all the time because they're burning it, and they want you to think that what they're saying is right. Now, I was the only person, and I got a lot of grief for this. I mention it all the time. When everyone was chanting, lock her up about Hillary, I said, don't do that. We don't want to put presidents and first ladies in jail. We don't want to put presidents and first ladies in prison, because that'll become the new normal. And here we are. Here we are. I think Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton have been sentenced to a very miserable life in prison. They have to live with each other in Chappaqua. You think they like living with each other? They hate each other. So far as Biden, the biggest punishment you could do to Biden for his crimes would be to take away his 67 Corvette. You take that away from him, and then he'll have a breakdown. All he cares about is that damn vet. It's all he talks about. Between taking bribes, getting us in wars for money, and locking up his political opponent, Donald Trump. But so I'll just say this about the weight. Donald Trump plays golf all the time. He's walking the golf course, and you can tell by looking at him he's lost weight. I don't know why that's such a concern. They're trying to say that he lost weight since he left the White House because he's depressed. He's not depressed. He's just exercising by walking the golf course. But who cares what his weight? I don't care if it's 215 or 315. What's Chris Christie's weight, by the way? I'd like to know that. Oh, man. And what's his body fat percentage, Chris Christie? That'd be more interesting to me. But the least of the issues yesterday is the weight. Now, one last thing I want to say before the break, and then I'll get into some more details, and your calls are welcome at 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. Now, I mentioned this earlier in the week. Those of you that are black and liberal, you need to stop all this institutionalized racism, systemic racism, and reparations and all this crap. Black people are incredibly empowered. We had a black woman and a black man arrest, book, and take a mugshot of a white president of the United States yesterday. We got a black judge in D.C. who's a crook, who took Burisma money and everything else, who's overseeing the case in Washington, D.C. We got a black attorney general in New York and a corrupt prosecutor in the city of New York who arrested and is charging Donald Trump too. Now, the other case here in Florida, well, I'm sorry, there's no black people involved in that, but 3/4 of the cases are all black people. So if you want to tell me that black people are not empowered, look at what is going on. Look at what is going on here. Enough of this nonsense. Now, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with some calls, and I got a lot more to say about everything that happened yesterday. But I do want to hear from you today. It is open phones, open MAGA Mike Friday, any and everything on your mind's fair game on Friday's show. But I want to hear your thoughts, your analysis, your emotional response, your feelings about what you saw yesterday. I think it's god-awful. And you know what? I would think the same thing if it was a Democrat president, too. Even this senile old coot that takes bribes. Okay? You don't want to lock up presidents. It's a very, very dangerous precedent. All right. We'll take our first break and be back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Ryan. I just want to say thank you for Dr. Appleton because I'm from Orlando. It took 3 hours to go down there. It took my 90-year-old mom. My mom walked straighter than she ever walked in her life. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a willing vessel to talk about Dr. Appleton.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to
Welcome,
South Florida
everyone.
with your mother to see him.
Yeah, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She sits on a train for 24 hours. And I'm telling you, no pain. She gets off that train, and my sister says she walks like a young woman.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Tom Laporta will give you a free evaluation. Laporta Contracting was voted one of the best general contractor and best roofers in South Florida. He's honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and will never sell you a roof you don't need. If you have an insurance claim, call your insurance company immediately. Then call Tom Laporta. New laws are in effect that allow Tom to negotiate directly with your insurance company on the cost of all repairs, so you don't necessarily need to employ a public adjuster or a lawyer. Tom can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Oh, man, I know. A lot to cover today.
Start your marijuana education journey today and learn more with Mary on Demand. Take the self-guided education series at your own pace. You decide what you'd like to learn and when. Visit mary.famu.edu to learn more. That's mmeri.famu.edu. Mary. Educate, learn, talk.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr.
All right, we're coming
Gupta
back.
at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Garrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. This is the morning after the fourth arrest of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. Oh, man. Now, I got a big announcement to make from Mike Lindell, the Thomas Edison of sleep, and MyPillow. The MyPillow towels are back. You know, the MyPillow towels are the best towels. You've never had a towel like a MyPillow towel. You know, Mike Lindell says towels that actually work. Isn't that the truth? You know, they've been out of stock, and now they're back. They also have some new colors. You know, the MyPillow towels, I have 2 sets of these. We have 2 bathrooms. We have a set in each. There are 9 different colors, 9 different colors, and at least one of them is new, if not 2 or 3 of them, because some of these colors I don't remember. So there were 9 different colors of the MyPillow towels, And of course, I have 2 sets of them. We've had them for quite some time, and they are as soft to the touch as they were the day they arrived in the mail from Mike Lindell. There's a great special on them too, which I'll tell you about in just a moment. But I tell this story every time I talk about the MyPillow towels because I think it tells you everything you need to know. One morning I got out of the shower, all the towels were dirty. All the MyPillow towels were dirty. I had no towel. So I dried off with the little tiny washcloth that comes in the set because it's a 6-piece MyPillow towel set. All I had was the washcloth, the little tiny little washcloth. I dried my hair and my entire body off with the washcloth. I was completely dry. It was amazing. That's how great these towels are. Now, the normal price for the MyPillow 6-piece towel set is $79.98. With our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, just $39.99. It's a great deal. Just $39.99. That's a great deal, half off, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, we'll go to the phones at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Of course, we're talking about what happened yesterday. They didn't have to have him come there and arrest him and mugshot him. This is a power trip. Now, I saw the great Marjorie Taylor Greene on Right Side Broadcasting in front of the jailhouse yesterday, and she said Congress is back in session, I believe, at the 12th of September, and Jim Jordan's Judiciary Committee, they're going to be looking into Fani Willis. There's a major investigation that's going to start up, and this one's going to go somewhere, and she said they're going to look into collusion between her and the Justice Department, which is illegal. So we may be seeing mugshots of Fani Willis. And it's not Fani, by the way. They say Fani because you know what a Fanny is. There's a word that starts with an A, got a couple S's in it. That, is another word for Fanny. So she calls it Fani. It's not Fani, it's Fanny. There have been other people that have had that name in America, spelled the same way. It's not Fani, it's Fanny. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name?
This is Mike from Louis.
Oh, hey, Mike.
What they're doing to President Trump is they're turning President Trump into Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett. That's what they're doing to him. Legends, folk heroes, legends, all that stuff. That's what they're doing to him, and they can't see it,
Oh, yeah, and, here's the thing. Hey, by the way, thanks for the call, Mike. Liberals have a lot of problems and a lot of dysfunctions. But the biggest problem that liberals have is a boundaries issue. Whatever it is, liberals always push too hard. For example, on abortion. They just push for a woman's right to choose and all of that. And then eventually they were doing like partial birth abortions and post-birth abortions, right? They just push too far. They push for gay rights. We got gay rights, gay marriage, and now they got all this weird stuff that's going on. You understand what I'm saying? That happened to Bud Light, all right? So liberals have boundary issues. And what they did yesterday with Fani Willis and this creep racist sheriff in Black Panther County, Georgia, what they did is they pushed too far. They pushed too far. And people are saying to themselves that don't even like Trump, which I don't understand why everyone doesn't love Trump. I really don't. I'm not trying to be funny. I think he's awesome. Why would you not love this guy? They're saying to themselves, if they can do this to a multi-billionaire and a president of the United States, how do I have a chance? And you know what? You don't. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Rich.
Oh, hey, Rich, I didn't recognize your voice. You just wake up?
Yeah, I woke up. I set the alarm for you, brother.
All right.
Let me say this, okay? First of all, I think you're wrong with what you just said. Liberals, communists. Listen, I sat here. There's no difference between. There's a man by the name of Lopez that was running against Maduro in Venezuela. And they arrested this guy in Venezuela. They arrested him so he couldn't run for president. Now the guy's living in Spain. The fact of Fact of the matter is, this is a banana republic here. These are communists. They're not liberals. This is beyond that. And I watched President Trump's motorcade yesterday go through the slums of Atlanta with mostly.
Let me tell you, I saw, what, isn't Atlanta a dump? I couldn't believe how bad it was. Yeah.
But I'm looking at this and I'm seeing these poor people that are, and they were the black community. I mean, it looked like inside Fort Lauderdale, okay? And the fact of the matter is, I looked at this, a policeman at every corner, all on every sidewalk, a motorcade. The amount of money that costs a city that they could have been giving these poor people the money instead of clapping it away on some fictitious crap that they got going on because they got a bug up there behind. They want to stop Trump. This is disgusting.
Well, obviously, I did. Oh, millions. You know, Fannie Willis obviously is corrupt, and she's been promised something, whether it's governor of Georgia or attorney general of the United States. She has been promised something. And remember, Jack Smith was promising a witness a federal judgeship, remember? When that Miami case was going on. So they have promised her something which is not only corrupt, that's like illegal. And this Jim Jordan committee, most congressional committees don't go anywhere, but this Jim Jordan committee and the Fannie Willis will.
Well, they ought to get the other guy. They ought to get the Smith in too. They ought to start putting subpoenas out there for all these crumbs. Just if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't want to hear the Democrats getting up there saying, well, all the Republicans want to do is they don't want to help the people. They're only interested in this kind of stuff. Well, it's really a job. I never seen anything like this in my life. You asked my emotion yesterday. I was sad. I was so sad because I saw this country as an institution and crumbling before our eyes.
I mean, what do you think about this? I mean, here you are, you know, you're a Vietnam veteran, and in Vietnam we were fighting for freedom, democracy in South Vietnam, and look at what we got here. We got Ho Chi Minh running this country.
I didn't go to Vietnam, and a lot of soldiers didn't go to Vietnam to see a banana republic in the United States, and the Republican Party is silent. And I got to say, I'm going to criticize President Trump, okay? And that's what Chris, he says Ronna McDaniel is wonderful because she ran his campaign in Michigan and she's really a sweetheart.
I saw that on, I saw that on Greg Kelly last night. Right? Is that where? Okay, you know, and I heard that, and that's what you call a manipulation. He's manipulating her for some reason.
They're not doing enough for him. They're silent like crickets. The whole time, I mean, they should have come off of their damn vacations and should have.
The only Republican, now maybe I missed it, but the only Republican I saw at the Fulton County, Black Panther County Jail was Marjorie Taylor Greene. Was anyone else there?
No, I don't think so. Laura Loomer was there, by the way. She's fantastic. And she says that the Republicans ought to grow some. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We need more Loomer. She's the best reporter I've ever seen in my life. She is really there, and she's smart, and she's telling the truth. And for anyone that called up this morning and said they'd love to see Trump's mugshot, they're sick people. This is our country. That it's not just because it's Biden. I wouldn't want to see either. How can any president run the country now, knowing that when he gets out of office, some prosecutor with a hair up there behind prosecute him?
Yeah, you know, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, she said yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because you know she's from Georgia, she said she's ashamed of Georgia.
Ashamed of everybody. Listen,
yeah.
You win tomorrow because you got a radio station.
That's right.
You know, they could just say, let's break this guy's family. I mean, this is disgusting. It's everybody, man. Mm-hmm. He says, they're coming after me, they're going to come after you. If they get away with this, they ruin the country. They've ruined it already.
That's right. That's right. Richie, I'm 3 minutes late for the break. We'll talk again. Take care. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
Thank you, I really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the Oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Here's a look at your forecast today. We'll see a daytime high of about 92 degrees with a chance of some afternoon showers and storms. Other than that, we are tracking a system this weekend that could move into the Gulf of Mexico and give us some heavier rains next week. We're tracking it. I'm WPBF 25 First Warning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach.
Oh my goodness, guys. No. I'm not feeling too good today. I mean, it's bad news. I mean, it's just, it's really sad. You know, it's really sad. And quite frankly, I mean, listening to these assholes in the media talking about his weight and laughing and listening to these weirdos on MSNBC, this crew of lunatics led by Rachel Maddow, you know, over-intellectualize the loss of our republic. I mean, it's just sick. And Fox News, I'm going to say a bad word you probably never heard me say, but fuck Fox News. You know, I'm sorry. Apologize for the language, but I was so pissed off at Fox News yesterday. You know, I'm sorry.
Steaks, the Charlestown Classic, and more. Visit the Paddock Restaurant
I'm sorry.
for 180 new HD TVs and big screens, plus exceptional dining and drinks. The Paddock is also your best bet for comedy, music, and dinner shows. For our full schedule lineup, go to bbkennelclub.com.
This is John from White House Medical Center, CFO and Director of Neuropathy.
Their coverage yesterday was
The White House
disgusting.
Medical Center this year, it's our 75th anniversary, and we've been able to help a lot of patients. We want to be able to help you with your neuropathy issues as well. You have numbness, burning, pain, tingling, lack of sleep, or balance issues, please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their life and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing to us and a blessing to them, and we look forward to doing that for the next 75 years. We don't just treat neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have a specialized...
Well, I can't cut cable. I have to be informed and have access to everything to do my job. Plus, my cable is so cheap. I have the highest speed internet that's available where I live, and they give me the cable part basically for free. So there's no point in cutting the cable, even if I wanted to.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few...
Yeah, and you guys can quote me on that comment on Fox News.
All online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but...
See, President Trump is doing some manipulation with Ronna McDaniel. I don't worry about that.
Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam, and Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com.
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Lisa, and my husband and I received our My Pillow 2.0 that we ordered with Kane the other day, the buy one get one free, and they're our first My Pillows, and we love them. We absolutely love them. They're just absolutely marvelous. Yeah, I'm so glad. I got slippers on the way too.
Go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and buy your My Pillow 2.0. Right now, buy one, get one free. You can also order by phone, toll free, 800-716.
Trump knows what he's doing.
1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Hey, neighbor, are you ready for our golf match?
Sure am. As soon as 2 men in a truck is done. What? You're moving? No, I have 2 men in a truck junk removal coming. 2 men in a truck does junk removal? Yeah, the same 2 men in a truck we trust for moving and storage can now handle all my junk removal needs. And I'll be able to get my car in the garage and in front of the golf clubs. 2menpalmbeach.com and 2mentreasurecoast.com. Now offering...
Yeah, I'm being subdued because I'm so pissed, and you don't want to be on the air when you're pissed off. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to keep myself cooled off a little bit.
To the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 46 years on the air.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. It is Friday morning. I'm Brian Craig, our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. How it is open phones, open MAGA Mike Friday, but I really want to hear your thoughts, your feelings, your emotional reactions to what happened yesterday. But you know, I'm really angry. I really am. I know I don't sound like it because you don't want to be angry talking into a microphone, okay? That's not a smart way to be. So I'm keeping myself cool as I possibly can, even though I'm angry beyond description at what happened yesterday. But you know, obviously, this firmed up the re-election of President Trump for his second and non-consecutive term. And when he comes in, he is going to have a mandate like no president has had since Franklin Roosevelt, and one that's even greater. And yeah, that's true. And if this, if this were a movie, what's going on with Trump, okay? Movies typically have, and I could be wrong about this, right? But am I, because I'm not a theater major, but movies typically have 3 acts, right? If you got like a hero film, Act 1, everything's great and wonderful, right? That would be Trump coming down the escalator, his incredible first term. Act 2 would be everything that's happened in the last 2.5 years, including today. Because if you're watching a movie, the hero of the movie, everything starts out great, and then everything turns to you know what, right? Then they're down and out, and it's terrible, and all these terrible things are happening. And then, in the third act, they rise above. Imagine on Inauguration Day, when this great man, Donald Trump, is sworn in for his second and non-consecutive term, with all this crap that he's gone through, that they put this country through. It'll be an amazing, amazing moment. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Maria from Florida.
Hey, Maria. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I am pissed. I am upset. I never seen anything so disgusting in my life. It makes my head hurt all night long. My eyes burn because I cannot stand negative and nasty people. But it's a reckoning day in this nation, and if we don't come together and put this man back in office, put Donald J. Trump, the greatest president that we ever had. And I want the people to hear me clear. The greatest president that we ever had, will ever have. He's taking all these bullets, and all we can do is sit around and poke and laugh and pick at him. Republican Party, where are you? You are sick.
Yeah, they are sick.
Of you.
They are sick. They're sick, twisted people. Well, they're fake. They're fake Republicans.
Yeah. That debate made my head hurt. I didn't even watch it. I watched Donald Trump's speech, his interview with Tucker Carlson, and it was amazing because he went on topic after topic, talk about everything.
Oh, now I'm glad you brought up the debate because you reminded me of something. Now, currently, over 250 million have watched the Tucker Carlson interview of President Trump, which is basically every adult in America, okay, has seen it, okay, 250 million. And I believe that is quite possibly the largest audience for any interview in history. So, okay. The Fox News debate, we finally got the ratings. 12.8 million watched the Fox News debate. 12.8 million, which is 13 million less than watched the 2015 Republican primary when Trump was there. So a measly 12.8 million watched the Fox News debate. So far, over 250 million and growing have watched the Tucker interview of President Trump.
Yeah. And I'm going to put this question to this one person. I don't care for any one of them that was on that stage, but the person I do want, and I really hate to say these words, and I will not say it on air because that would be disrespectful. But for me to look at a guy claim he's a Christian, you might well hang it up. You is nowhere near a Christian. Gonna knock your face.
Are you talking about Pence? You talking about Pence?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You hypocrite.
Pence is like the fake evangelical minister, you know, that's a fraud, that doesn't really believe, but they're in it for the money. You know what I mean? He's a fake. I don't trust that guy. And I've talked about this once or twice on my podcast. I don't know if I talked about it on the radio show here. This thing about how he won't be alone with a woman. A wife who will not allow her husband to be alone with a woman, typically, I'm not saying this is true with Pence, but from my experience, when a husband cannot be alone with women, there's been a problem in that marriage where the wife can't trust him, that the wife always has to have an eye on him. So that's a very strange thing with Pence.
Exactly. I want to say something to my governor. I had sent him a message and he blocked my contact, but it doesn't matter. I said what I said because he did.
Wait a minute. You were blocked by Governor DeSantis? Tell me about that. How were you blocked by Governor DeSantis?
He blocked me from my, because he be sending me text messages. So he goes through my email, his account goes through my email. So when I sent back an email back to him and told him, there's no way that I will put my money, my time, or my dedication on you. You have a choice to make a choice in the future, not now. And you know the circumstance. You knew everything that.
Well, where did this block? They blocked. You're unable to send them emails. The DeSantis has blocked you from sending. You're a Floridian. You're one of his constituents. He's blocked you from emailing him.
Well, I am his constituent, but the thing you got to understand, I am for Trump, and his camp does not want anyone. And just like Laura Loomer said, and the rest of them said, he is going to block anybody that's a part of the Trump administration, Trump associated with Trump, anything.
Well, then he's going to be blocking everyone in Florida who's not a Democrat, because this is the most pro-Donald Trump MAGA state in the Union, Florida. And when he gets out of the field of dreams, look at this guy, look at this jerk yesterday, DeSantis. He should have been with the president yesterday, and he's at that Field of Dreams baseball field from the movie yesterday, looking like a jerk. I'm assuming that's in Iowa. I mean, you know, and there's that weird smile he did in the debate. He's done. And I think, you know, come back to Florida and do your damn job. He is so lucky that we don't have a recall system in Florida like they have in other states, because he would be recalled and out of office. We'd have a new governor. He would be recalled if we had. Byron Donalds would be our governor if we had a recall system in Florida.
Yeah, but he's very bad. But I do know here in South Florida, I do know that in the counties, of the Democrat counties, with the black votes, they are coming at him with left and right. The school teachers and these people, they protest all in Miami. They are coming at him with knives and guns. And they.
All right, Maria. I got to run, but thank you for the call. Very good call from Maria. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hi, it's Katie from Will For You. I am so excited to let you in on some exciting news. Our Jupiter store has moved to a new location that's double the size. Come in and see us on the corner of Alternate A1A and Indiantown Road next to Publix. Mention this ad and receive a free gift. We strive to make buying new flooring for your home friendly, fresh, and convenient. We offer lots of options from America's top brands and always have the best pricing. From one local to another, Will For You is your hometown flooring store that has it all. Will For You in Jupiter store and willfloor.com.
Are you living your best life? Are you feeling the way you know you should be? This is John, CFO at Lighthouse Medical Center. Our hormone optimization therapy programs have helped so many people get back to feeling the way they did in their 20s. They're full of energy after a long day, reduced their risk of heart disease, sexual vigor and excitement are great, sleeping the way they should without disturbances, and reducing their symptoms.
Great calls so far today, huh?
Hormone optimization therapy
That's right.
concise,
Great calls.
easy, and effective from day one. Office visits are usually less than 5 times per year, and the cost is only $150 per month for most patients. Let our medical team get you optimized and living your best life. Our family medical practice has been serving South Florida for over 71 years. Let us show you what personalized medical care and being treated like family feels like. Call us at 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. Or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that...
Oh man, I'm just sick about it. It's just disgusting. Just disgusting. I thought the attitude of these people in the news, like they just thought it was cute and funny. They were what happened yesterday. They were like children. Does anyone know if Trump has any events scheduled? I haven't seen any, but I drove by the airport this morning, and Trump Force One is not there. It's in New Jersey with the president. So President Trump must be planning on going somewhere if Trump Force One didn't return to the hangar last night. Does he have any events scheduled? Because I didn't see any events scheduled, unless I missed them.
For breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Call us on hold, stand by. Does anyone know if Trump has any events scheduled this weekend? Because I drove by the airport this morning, and Trump Force One did not return to the hangar. Trump Force One is with Trump in New Jersey. So that means he's planning on going somewhere. And if he has any events scheduled, I have missed the announcement, and I'm usually up to speed on such things. So if you know of anything, because I want to hear him and see anything that he's doing, let me know. Now, the countdown has begun. April 27th is our 5th annual Steve Kane Show MAGA Cruise. And if you have not made your reservations, please do. You know, there's great specials going on during the summer. You know, we partner with Celebrity Cruise Line. And we do that. We partner with Celebrity for a couple of reasons. One, it's a luxury cruise line, and we get great deals. You're getting your cabins, whatever cabin you get, whatever cabin size, however big or small or in between, you're getting the best price on the cabins on the ship, okay? Because Ian, our travel agent, who handles our cruises from Cruise and Travel Depot, has a great relationship, as do we, with Celebrity Cruise Lines, and they give you the best deals, so you're paying less than anyone else on the ship. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, and we're going on the flagship of Celebrity Cruise Lines this time, the Celebrity Beyond, which I have taken a tour of. It is beautiful and luxurious like nothing I've ever experienced. Now, they got specials going on over the summer. We're going to the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. We have shore excursions at every port. At one destination, we have 2 shore excursions, and I will be on all the shore excursions with you. It's great. We have dinner together every night. We have lunch events. We party all night long in the clubs and the bars, the casino. We go to the Broadway shows together. We go to the concerts together. We have coffee in the morning and breakfast together. You don't have to go to all these events if you don't want, but we have a lot of activities on board the ship as well, and we've got a great community. This is our largest group we've ever had on one of our cruises by far. It's amazing. And I've told you guys, on our last cruise, 2 people met on the cruise from our group, didn't know each other, and of course they bonded through their love of Trump and MAGA, and of course this great show, but they're engaged to be married. They may be married before we set sail on April 27th. We sail out of Fort Lauderdale's Port Everglades. Give Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot a call, all right? Now, also, if you've already made reservations, call Ian as well, and make sure you're set on the shore excursions. Here's his number, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And we have a good time, and sometimes some weirdos come. We had a couple of cruises ago, we had a weirdo listener who tried to be a stowaway in our group at sea, and the officers on the ship, they called security, and they were going to throw him in a brig. They have a brig on these ships. They do. They have an actual brig, a real brig, like in the movies. So there's, there's a lot of fun things that go on as well. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Cynthia from Martin County.
Hey, Cynthia.
So this is a sad day in America. Very sad. We all should be on our hands and knees and praying, because this country is, I have no words for it. This morning I wake up and I look at all these news, and then I see why and where the rhinos are. And I'll give you an example. There are clubs who call themselves patriot clubs. There are Republican clubs. Why are you even having somebody from Fox News speak there? Casey DeSantis is going to be at a Republican club in Kohler County, in Naples, in Sarasota. The other one's in Naples. I mean, our state party is run by rhinos.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really bad. And they're trying to get, we're going to embrace him again. We're going to embrace the party again. The party has shot themselves in the foot. I'm not stupid. I've known this for a while, and most people now are waking up to see what the Republican Party is really about. That doesn't mean everybody, Brian, but it means a lot more people than we would.
Well, the Republican Party of Florida has always been run by rhinos. There's some exceptions, but mostly, and in fact, that's why Alan West isn't in Congress anymore, because these rhinos in Florida couldn't stand Alan West.
West, when he sat in my dining room and when we interviewed him, okay, and he was running for Congress, he couldn't get elected, also because John Boehner gerrymandered him out, and Tom Rooney was my congressman, and he got gerrymandered out, so Alan ran up here. This is a disgrace. This is happening all over the country. I get on several conference calls, and on one of them, is the United States, and other people from other areas, other states. It's happening everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Is so ridiculous. They think that they can take the Trump people and the MAGA out. We have to keep it together. We have to. I don't care. Look, if you're on the REC, bless you. That's a great thing to do. If you think you can take it over, that's fine. But once you identify yourself with a red hat and you tell people you're a Trump supporter, they're out for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you why I believe that. Because the Republican Party of Florida has a state committee man and a state committee woman from every county. When you go to a local meeting and they ask, how many people here are for Trump? And people raise their hand, and then they raise their hand for DeSantis. That's early on. Right there, that identifies you as a MAGA person. Now, Dan Schultz from the Precinct Project, I have a lot of respect for him. Get everybody on the RECs, take over your Republican Party. But I like the way Nebraska did it. Ortega. They went in, but they didn't tell people they were MAGA people. They ended up taking over the whole party of Nebraska.
Well, what's going to happen, listen, this is what's going to happen. The next governor of Florida after DeSantis is either going to be Byron Donalds or Matt Gaetz. I don't know which one, but one of them will probably be the governor. And there's going to be a house cleaning of the Republican Party and leadership in Florida. But I'll tell you this. I was so disgusted by Fox News yesterday and the way they covered this story with President Trump. I was physically ill watching them. Once a great network that we all made number one has betrayed us like Ron DeSantis betrayed us. It's really sick.
Well, when you look at where they were years ago when the Tea Party started, they did the same thing. They hate us. They're all about the donor class.
That's right. And remember when Newt Gingrich said an unkind word about George Soros, and Harris Faulkner was it Melissa Francis? It was Harris Faulkner or Melissa Francis who told Speaker Newt Gingrich to shut up on live TV because how dare you criticize George Soros? This is Fox News.
You know, I mean, it just to give you a headline today, there's a headline today that says that there are 5 universities or colleges that says we should just ditch the Constitution.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't scare you to your bones, we have Marxism. Trump is right when he says Marxists, communists, absolutely. And plus, we have fascism now. We have corporations that are in bed with the government, and that's fascism.
That's right.
Headed towards, or we're headed towards a really bad time.
I think we're there already. I mean, when they arrest a president, I think we're there already. Hey, all right, thanks for the call. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. God bless.
All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
PJ from Broward.
Hey, PJ.
Yeah, and as I'm sitting here, while I was on hold, a very interesting thing happened. On Twitter, the Trump mugshot just cracked while I was sitting here, 100 million views.
That's amazing. Yeah, for those that don't know what he's referencing, although I imagine most know, President Trump returned to Twitter. He posted his mugshot, and I was going to get into that after the top of the hour, but we hit the 100 million mark on his mugshot on his own Twitter feed. And I'm guessing, PJ, the success of that Tucker Carlson interview is why he finally went back to the Twitter.
Exactly. And you know what? Robert Barnes, that lawyer that's on Viva Friday, you know who that is?
Yep.
He posted something I would love to buy. He posted a poster. I don't know if he can read it or not, but it says it has the mugshot, and it's like an old West poster. It says "Wanted." Then it has the mugshot, and underneath it says "For President."
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's pretty popular. Yeah, that's pretty common. I've seen that. You know, so right now it's actually 101.4 million, and you know, this is. I'm so glad that he's gone back on Twitter, President Trump. And, you know, if he communicates through Twitter, he'll reach more people than anyone has ever reached before running for office. That Tucker Carlson interview was at 252 million the last time I checked.
Yeah. By the way, there was one other from the last day, or from the past couple of days. This is obviously the most famous photo. But you know what? The second most, I would call it infamous, I don't know if it's a photo, but it's more like a video clip, is when Bret Baier asked the candidates that if Trump was convicted, would you still support him for president?
Yeah.
Right away, Ramaswamy raised his hand, and then DeSantis this is the clip that's going to kill his campaign. He has to look around to see what everybody else is doing, and then he raises his hands like
that was, yeah, I noticed that. See, PJ, he's reading my mind. All the stuff I was going to open with in the next hour, he's dropped it, you know, already. That's okay. No, that's okay. No, he looked left, right, you know, like a little kid crosses the street. Then he raised his hand, which shows you what a weakling little man Ron DeSantis is. It's pretty embarrassing. That debate was a disaster for him, on top of that weird smile thing that he did, too.
Yeah, that's it for him. But this is I didn't expect it. I was really surprised yesterday. Like, oh, what? He's back on Twitter? I heard it, and then of course right away I went to Twitter or.
Listen, I got to run. We're up against the break. PJ, talk to you soon. We'll be back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the Olie's forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Here's a look at your forecast today. We'll see a daytime high of about 92 degrees with a chance of some afternoon showers and storms. Other than that, we are tracking a system this weekend that could move into the Gulf of Mexico and give us some heavy rains next week. Yeah, 25 first morning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture, Route 1 Seminole Plaza. Shops North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Warning, got an accident near 1 convenient right lane 95 southbound approach to Indian Town Road. Expect some slight delays along the road. Also,
Yeah, there's only one opening on the board, so I'm going to go right back to the calls after the break.
That's right, everything you earn doubles. Cashback from trips and restaurants, all doubles. Seriously though, see terms and check out for yourself at discover.com/match. Traffic coverage, you yourself.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. PBKC is the county's only OTB location featuring betting action from top horse tracks, and this weekend, bet on huge races including Saratoga's Travers Stakes, the Charlestown Classic, and more. Visit the Paddock Restaurant with over 180 new HD TVs and big screens, plus exceptional dining and drinks. The Paddock is also your best bet for comedy, music, and dinner shows. For our full schedule lineup, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News Now, I'm Tom Rivers. The chair of the Federal Reserve gives a speech today that's especially important to the financial markets.
It wouldn't be the first time Jerome Powell's used the Federal Reserve's annual economic symposium to make a major announcement. The chair is expected to tell economic leaders from around the world that inflation isn't cooling off fast enough and that more stimulus, in other words, additional interest rate hikes, are likely. The markets pay close attention to what Powell says. Last year's message at Jackson Hole, which was also hawkish, sent the S&P tumbling 3.4%. Daria Aldinger, ABC News.
Judge in Atlanta will set a date for Donald Trump to plead charges in the election interference case in Georgia. He surrendered Thursday and had his mugshot taken, scowling at the camera. Michigan and
Scowling at the camera, they keep saying. What the hell does that mean? I think he was looking tough. What, I mean, I think that's going to become historically the most famous photograph in American history. What currently are like the top two most famous photographs that are American historical photographs? The most famous one, I think, is the woman from the Great Depression with her hand on her face, you know. Can you think of any?
Dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
There really aren't, it doesn't seem to me to be that many super famous American photographs. I'm not talking about in general. That's not a photograph, that's a film, the Hindenburg. I'm talking about a still photograph, not video. Well, it's not video, it's film, because they didn't have, you know. The VE Day sailor kissing the woman photo. Yep, that's a big one. That's a big one. Marilyn Monroe, that's a big one. The men eating lunch on the scaffolding in New York is a big one. Iwo Jima. Yeah, but that's not in America, but it's American. Yeah. The Vietnam girl. Well, if you want to consider the Vietnam girl American, which I don't think I would.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with
All right, welcome back. You know, I'm listening to our news at the top of the hour. They say Trump was scouring at the camera. I heard that. You know, Greg Kelly last night on Newsmax interviewed President Trump. Did you watch this? President Trump called Greg Kelly live on Newsmax from Trump Force One, and it was a great interview. And Greg Kelly on Newsmax, who I love, by the way, is he on at 9 o'clock at night now regularly? Because he came on at 9 last night, Greg Kelly, after Eric Bolling. Is that a permanent time slot? I hope so. Then I'll get to watch it. But Greg Kelly on Newsmax described the look on President Trump's face as the eye of the tiger. And that's a very significant thing. If you're on hold, stand by. And that's how I would look at that photograph is the eye of the tiger. And if you remember, you know what that reference is from, right? It's Rocky III, you know, when Rocky, he lost to Clobber Lang, Mr. T, right? And, or what, no, it was Rocky, yeah, Rocky III was Eye of the Tiger. And when he was training to get things back, and he went back to Apollo Creed, where Apollo Creed started and all of that, he got the Eye of the Tiger. He got the Eye of the Tiger, and boom, he came back and became the heavyweight champion of the world again. So, you know, the Eye of the Tiger, I think, is how I would describe that. Now, I want to throw this out to you guys. I believe that that photograph, the Eye of the Tiger mugshot of the great President Donald Trump, will become the most famous historical photograph in American history. There are other photographs that are famous and historical that are American historical photographs. But if you think about it, will this, in your opinion, tell me yes or no, be the most famous American photograph? Yes, Survivor sang Eye of the Tiger. That is correct, and I love that song. I'm not going to sing it or even say the lyrics, because if I start going through the lyrics of Eye of the Tiger, I'll start singing, and the last thing you want to hear is me singing. I'll tell you that. It'll clear out, oh boy. I don't know. It's so bad, maybe people would want to rubberneck it and listen. But if you look at some of the other famous historical photographs, I'm not talking about mugshots, I'm talking about photos, it'll be the most famous. And I think what the most famous American photograph today is the one of the lady during the Depression. You know what I'm talking about, where she's sitting on the porch during the Dust Bowl with her hand on her face? That's probably the most famous American historical photograph right now, but this one's going to replace it. The Eye of the Tiger Trump mugshot. All right, let's go to the phones. I'm going to take these in the best order they were received that I can, but I've kind of lost track. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
You know, I keep saying this, and I'm never going to stop saying it. Donald Trump is not even a bit roused, upset, mad, nothing. He is cooler than cool, still standing, and I say the next greatest photograph ever in the history of America that'll never be topped is when he's sitting behind the White House desk again, President of the United States, standing after all they put him through and making it back.
Yeah, in fact, you know, on his second inauguration day, I would love him to hold up the mugshot. You know, what if his the Eye of the Tiger mugshot of President Trump last night, wouldn't that, I think that would be awesome to be his official portrait.
Yes.
Would that be, you think President Trump would be opposed to that?
I think that would be the biggest humiliation to everything the deep state and those opposed him they would tip them right over.
Absolutely. You know, and I was talking earlier, I was so I watched all the cable news, Fox, CNN, and MSNBC, okay? Fox News, I have no words to describe Fox News that I can use on the air. Off the air, I used a word you will never hear me use on the radio. I used off the air describing Fox News a little earlier this morning during one of the breaks. But CNN, they had, what's that guy's name? Jake Tapper and Anderson Cooper. They were obsessed with Trump's weight at when he got booked yesterday of 215 pounds. I can believe that. They seem that's the big scandal of yesterday. Not that Biden is putting his political opponent in jail for the fourth time, arresting him, but his weight, whether it's accurate or not. That's what they're concerned about. And I think that very well could be his weight from all that walking he does on the golf course. But why would that even concern anyone, what his weight is?
You know, how about the state of the affair of the United States of America?
Exactly. That's where my concerns were. Yeah.
And President Trump said that his first priority would be that border to stop the chaos and the murder and the drugs and the fentanyl and all that crap. That should be the first thing on every debate is our open border needs to be closed and America needs to be made safe again.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Fannie Willis and the sheriff, I think they need to be more concerned about the conditions of the city of Atlanta. You know, I was watching Right Side Broadcasting. Brian Glenn from Right Side Broadcasting followed the president in the press van to the jail, and they had a live video going on the path. Atlanta is a dump. It really is. I was shocked at the conditions of Atlanta.
But all Democrat-controlled cities are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising, right?
Yeah, that's right. All right. Yeah, go. I'll give you the last word, Jeff.
I want to apologize for my language yesterday. I got a little hot-headed and forgot.
Well, you know, that happens. It's okay. It's okay. I use profanity too, just not on the air.
That's right.
All right, take care. Take care. All right. There's only one opening on the board where Jeff was holding on. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Slick from YouTube.
Hey, Slick.
Hey, I wanted to call in. I wanted to say hey to everybody in the YouTube live chat. I told them that I would call in and answer the question I posed to them about how Georgia was founded, why it was founded, and it's just interesting to me. You know, it was founded in the 1700s to defend South Carolina from Spanish Florida, and it was inhabited by English debtors from prisons. And I just found it interesting that, you know, when you think about threads of fate and the fate of things, that the state created to defend a primordial United States is the same state that's destroying the United States Republic. In fact, in the same city where General Sherman burned to the ground during his scorched earth policy, is the same city that's enacting a scorched earth attack on the U.S. Constitution.
Well, I'll tell you, Jim Jordan and Marjorie Taylor Greene are plenty ticked at what's going on here, and the Judiciary Committee is, and when they come back in a couple weeks, are going to be looking into Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis, we may see a mugshot with her at some point. She's in big trouble. She is. They believe that she's colluded with the Justice Department, which is criminal. And they're going to be looking into that. And, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Georgian, and she said she's ashamed of Georgia. She told Right Side Broadcasting yesterday, and she wants to remove the stain from Georgia for what they're doing here. They're going to get to the bottom of this. Fannie Willis is in big trouble. She pushed too far.
Well, it's good to see that Marjorie Taylor Greene is standing up. She's speaking out, because this whole time I've been wondering what's happened to those famous Georgia peaches. I was thinking maybe with age they've shriveled up into peach pits.
Yeah. All right, hey, Slick, appreciate the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We're up against the break. But I want to throw this out to you guys. I don't want people to call me with random selections of who they would prefer for this. But I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene yesterday speaking to Right Side Broadcasting about everything that was going on, and it was so moving. I think she would be the perfect pick to be the vice president for Trump's second term. She said recently, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that she is on the short list that he has. I think she's the best choice. She's the only person that holds elected office that you can trust in this country right now. President Trump doesn't hold elective office right now. That's why I say that. And I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene as Trump's vice president in his second term would be perfect, because we need someone to help him drain the swamp. And not only is she trustworthy, she doesn't mess around. All right, guys, if you're on hold, hang in there. That was a good call from Slick. He doesn't call very often, but when he does, it's always a good call from Slick. All right, we'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hi, this is Gabriel with Florida Cash Home Buyers. Are you looking to sell your home without the stress of a bunch of strangers walking through your home and having to make all kinds of repairs? If you want to sell your home fast and easy without a realtor and save thousands in commissions and closing costs, call me at 561-570-7070. We follow all social distancing guidelines and can make you a cash offer over the phone without having to visit your home. We'll do our absolute best to make your home selling experience as easy and enjoyable as possible. You can even get a $10,000 cash advance before the closing.
Now I've got Eye of the Tiger in my head.
So you don't need to worry about quickly moving out. Whether you have
Yeah, I can hear the song in my head.
beautiful beautiful home that doesn't need any repairs. We can buy it. If you want to sell your home fast and easy, call us today for a free offer. 561-570-7070. That's 561-570-7070. 561-570-7070.
Carrie Lake's untried. No, I like Marjorie Taylor Greene myself, but Carrie, I mean, I'd like to see Carrie Lake as the press secretary. I tell you the truth, I think she'd be an awesome press secretary for Trump, don't you?
We work with homeowners, HOAs, commercial properties, and churches. We are state of Florida licensed roofing and general contractors. At LaPorta Contracting, family is what we are, and roofing and restoration is what we do. We help guide our customers to a successful outcome by constantly informing them every step of the way. At LaPorta Contracting, let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or visit us on our website at laportacontracting.com. That number again is 954-604-4602.
Hey, are you already dreaming about your next vacation getaway? Well, Margaritaville at Sea Summer Blowout Sale is back, but only for a very limited time. Check out a 3-day, 2-night cruise to the Bahamas starting at only $99 for 2 guests. An incredible deal you won't see again this season. Enjoy delicious island-inspired cuisine, amazing live entertainment, spectacular ocean breezes, and so much more.
If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is the most pro-Donald Trump MAGA place you'll find anywhere. I promise you.
Book today at margaritavillatsea.com.
Brian Craig here, telling you about our 5th annual listener cruise. And you're all invited, except Liberal Al. Liberal Al, you're not invited, but the rest of you are. We leave April 27th on board the Celebrity Beyond, the flagship of Celebrity Cruises. We're going to the ABC Islands, Curacao, Bonaire, and Aruba. We have shore excursions at every port, and I'll be on them all with you. We'll have dinner together every night, private cocktail parties. We'll go to Broadway shows together and dance till the clubs close every night. Call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot and book your reservation at 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, yeah, yesterday afternoon I was watching President Trump in the motorcade, and I got a call, and it was from Mike Lindell's office. I'm serious, I did. And they wanted to let me know that the My Pillow towels are back in stock. You know, the My Pillow towels, they were out of stock. They're so popular. And a lot of you have been wanting them and haven't been able to get them because they're out of stock. Not only are the My Pillow towels back in stock, they have new colors that they did not have before. And they've got a great deal. Normally, they're $79.98. With our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, just $39.99. That's right, just $39.99 with our promo code Kane. That's all we have are the My Pillow towels. We got rid of all of our old towels, and we just have My Pillow towels. And like everything Mike Lindell makes, they're very, very high quality. And even though I've had these towels, I don't know, since they've been available, I don't know how long that is. But we wash them, we dry them. Today, I dried off with my Pillow towels this morning. I have the dark blue one I dried off with this morning. We also have a set in white, but they got these new colors that are really pretty. We got to get some more of these towels in my house, especially at this deal. They are like the day I got them because they're so high quality. So go to MyPillow.com, order your 6-piece My Pillow towel set, just $39.99. with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jay, Jersey. Good morning. How's your morning today, Brian?
It's great.
Oh, is it? Oh, earlier. You said you wasn't feeling that great. You feel great now.
I'm angry at the news. I'm disgusted by Fox. I'm disgusted by MSNBC and CNN. But we are one step closer to President Trump in his second term.
You really think they're going to put a criminal in the White House again? No.
Well, we have one. We have one in the White House right now, and he's not going to be reelected.
Well, I don't know. When they put him up against the person that just celebrated his picture, I can't believe that y'all all are sitting around celebrating his criminal picture. Do you not realize that out of 4 counts that there's a good chance that man's going to jail?
No, there's no chance. There's no chance. No chance.
Chance.
No chance.
Good chance. Good.
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
Good chance.
Nope. Listen, I'll tell you this. Donald Trump's chances of going to jail are about equal to your chances of getting a job.
See, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go as low as you. I was saying to myself, I was going to call you a whole day. You'll figure it out later. But I ain't going to worry about that. I have a job.
I can tell. Calling radio shows is not a job. I don't know what that word means, so I hit the dump button. So he said some word. He says, I'll figure it out later. I don't know what that word means. So I hit the dump button. I don't know if it had to be dumped or not, but it was the strange word. And notice he didn't deny what I was saying. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richard Pompano.
Hey, Richard.
That's 2 things real fast. The driving rounds, I hope I can do this. It wasn't Dershowitz, it was another judge, and he said something wonderful. He said, don't forget, it only takes 1 vote, meaning the final jury vote, it doesn't have to be unanimous. If one says not guilty, he's going to be fine.
Well, when that's where you get 100. When I was watching the motorcade go through the dump of Atlanta, which I was really shocked. I mean, the condition of Atlanta, the streets were lined with black people. And what I noticed was love of Trump. They were waving, they were smiling, they had signs. I saw a jury pool that loves this president in Atlanta.
There was a lot of anti-Trump signs, I know. The other thing is, if you could tell me and your listeners during the next week or so what store we can buy a Mugshot.
Yeah.
A saying on it, I'll be back or something like that. It's something, so when I wear it, at least it's a pro one.
Yeah.
Anti-Trump people may buy it and put their own stupid sentence in it. Anyway, if you hear where you can buy them, let me.
I will. All right, take care. You'll be my first call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Mr. Brian.
Yes, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carlos, Latin America.
Oh, hey, Carlos, what's up?
Okay, so my wife did it. She changed from non-party affiliation voter to Republican voter.
Awesome.
Yeah, for her.
Awesome.
Okay. Do you remember seeing on TV when the hearings in the Georgia
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you right there, because if your voice is being heard in Georgia, you could be charged with a crime. No, you're committing a crime in Fulton County, Georgia. I mean, I want you to think about this. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. It's true. It's true. It's not about what was said by President Trump. It's not about whether or not he was right or not. This is America, and you have a right to speak your mind about things. You have a First Amendment right to speak your mind about things. By the way, I got one thing off of Fox that was worthwhile. They had one of their legal experts on Fox, and I didn't catch who this was, and he said that Fani Willis does not have jurisdiction over Trump in this case, that the phone call that, Trump was in the White House, she's a local Fulton County prosecutor. She has no jurisdiction outside of the county district of Fulton County. And the phone call was received, the governor was on state property where she has no jurisdiction. I know that seems like a legal technicality, and I don't want to lose this or win this on a technicality and have them lose on a technicality. But the alleged crime that she's talking about did not even happen within her jurisdiction. She has no authority. Thought that was interesting. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Wow. That's exactly the picture I was hoping for. But, man, everybody's telling me, look how great President Trump looked. I think whoever that photographer was did a fantastic job.
Well, everyone on Twitter is saying, because Twitter's where everyone on Twitter is saying this is not the photograph that the Democrats wanted. This is not the mugshot they wanted. He looks great. The eye of the tiger.
Man, like I said, that photographer should be hired by President Trump because he knows how to make him look really good. Unbelievable. And how stupid does that make these people in Georgia look? To have to take a picture of President Trump, the most known face in the world. What was that for? Just to try to be annoying, I guess so. But this is how these people have no idea what they're doing. This is going to be thrown out, I think, in court as soon as it gets started, or it's going to be overturned really quick. So they're just wasting time and money. And that's a typical thing that they do.
And they were talking. See, I did not know this until I saw this on CNN. I had not paid attention to this. Apparently, President Trump used a bondsman. Is that what they said? He used a bondsman? And he only had to put up, that's what they said on CNN, and that he only had to put up 10%, which is $20,000. And he obviously has the money. And they just thought it was so funny. Giuliani used a bondsman, too. And I don't know if that's true. If anybody knows, is it true that he used a bondsman, President Trump? I'm pretty sure Giuliani did. And they were like laughing, like he doesn't have $200,000 cash. That's not the case at all. Why should he give them his money? They're never going to give it back to him. There's no way they would give him back his $200,000 when this is all over. No way. So I think what he did was, if it's true, did he get a bondsman? Because Anderson Cooper and Jake Tapper said he did. I was not aware of that. If anybody knows, I know Giuliani used a bondsman because Giuliani's broke. The estimate is each one of these people that have been charged, Trump said on Greg Kelly, he doesn't even know some of these people, never even met some of them, that they're going to have to spend an average of $1 million each for their defense.
This country needs to fix this, man, because there's no reason why somebody should be brought into court on.
Oh, yesterday was a great day. Yesterday was a great day. Remember what President Trump said? One more indictment, and I win the presidency. And he won the presidency yesterday. All right, Doug, I'm late for a break. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
They kept saying that Trump used a bondsman, but I'm not too sure about that. And pennies, yeah. How many pennies? 200,000. I mean, how many trucks would it take to have 200,000 in pennies? Okay. Yeah, somebody in the chat made a good point. Rich people like Trump, they use other people's money. Yeah. But would they give Trump his 200,000 back? Hell no. They would say that was owe to them for something. No, it was smart not to do that. Mm-hmm.
Trump hiring lawyers that representing the rapper Gucci Mane that was also arrested in Georgia. So I think that he'll probably be good.
Fragrances, makeup, and more. Now, amazing savings on regular sale and clearance pricing exclusions apply. That's traffic on for you yourself. Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. KBKC is the county's only OTB location featuring betting action from top horse tracks, and this weekend, bet on huge races including Saratoga's Travers Stakes, the Charlestown Classic, and more. Visit the Paddock Restaurant with over 180 new HD TVs and big screens, plus exceptional dining and drinks. The Paddock is also your best bet for comedy, music, and dinner shows. For our full schedule lineup, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Does that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to make sure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office or a hospital, they can help you with that too. They'll even be your advocates when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocates are family, and they go back for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon here with a question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you get a doorbell camera. I wish we had them for everyone, but the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to call 833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hand. And that's not all. Sloman's going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their
We'll be back in a minute, guys.
station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to dial 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So call Sloman's now for this limited time offer, 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
Are you exhausted after work with no energy left in the tank to feed your family? Are you having a midday crash?
There's only one opening on the board, so I'm going to go right back to the calls after the break. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. There's over 1,300 in the live stream, guys, so make sure you like the video. All right, here we go.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 46 years on the air.
All right, welcome back. There is only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. All right, let's see here. If I can keep track of who called in first and last, it might help it. It's hard when the phones are this busy. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian.
Hey.
It's Eddie from Virginia.
Hey, Eddie. What's up?
Yeah, you were asking about some famous photos. I just, a couple popped in my head. I wanted to just share them with you. Both of them were wartime photos. Remember the one with the young guy in the Navy that was that bet this lady over and kissed her. I think it was in the middle of
Time.
Times Square.
Yep, that on VE Day. That's correct. Yeah, that's a big one.
One. Yeah, and then another big one was the Iwo Jima photo with the soldiers holding up the flag at
Yep.
the last moment. Yeah, so those two just popped in my head when you said famous photos.
Well, I think that the mugshot of President Trump, the Eye of the Tiger mugshot, as Greg Kelly and I are calling it, is going to trump all of those and be the most famous photograph in American history. A president's mugshot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Somebody already mentioned this. I was watching the thing at Fulton County yesterday, and I've been meaning to tell you this every time I call. I'm totally depressed. I mean, I get weirded out how people make jokes about what's going on. I can't make a joke about a single thing going on with President Trump right now and the country. It's really depressing for me to just sit and watch what's going on. But I guess one has to have hope in a better future. But what I really wanted to say is I was watching this thing yesterday when he was leaving the county jail, and somebody mentioned this already, and I saw all of these cops on the side of the road and all of these vehicles and all these all the personnel, and I was like, is this how much money the country spends just to get President Trump to court for stuff he didn't do?
Yeah, and I was watching Marjorie Taylor Greene on Right Side Broadcasting, and she was talking about yesterday the police, the sheriffs in Fulton County released a list of the 10 most wanted murderers in Fulton County. The 10 most wanted murderers. Now, those aren't the only murderers in Fulton County. Those are the 10 most wanted Fulton County murderers. Shouldn't those police, those 5,000 police they had on the street, shouldn't they be looking for those Fulton County murderers as a
criminals?
Exactly.
Instead, they're chasing down one of the people. A couple of people have said it, and I don't like Vivek. The Vivek guy, I really don't like him. But he put in a really good line yesterday in the debate, day before yesterday, when he said Donald Trump is the greatest president of the 21st century.
Yes.
And it's true.
Yes.
The man that they're spending all this time and money trying to destroy his life, and I think the main reason they're doing it, and you've touched on this, is to scare the rest of us. That's what they're really doing. They're telling us that if you cross the line, we will finish you, we will destroy you. If we can.
That's right. That's right. Well, remember Charles. Okay, I had to hit the dump button again. I had to hit the dump button. I know. Listen, people. I know there's a lot of emotions going on. And very good caller, and you got to have a very good ear when you're doing this job. But I had to use the dump button again. I know people are passionate. I know you're angry, but you cannot use profanity on the radio, people. If you're on hold, stand by as I wait for the delay to build back up before we take another call, because I'm having to use the dump button with people I don't expect to have to use it with, like Jeff from Maine yesterday. I know it's tough. I know. By the way, the nurse and the sailor, that was VJ Day. That's probably the most famous photograph, and the woman from the Great Depression with her hand on her face on the front porch. That's probably those two are probably the two most famous American historical photographs. But this mugshot, when President Trump, after his second term, writes his presidential biography, which I think he should title "The Art of the Political Deal," the cover of his biography, his autobiography, should be that mugshot. Really. I agree. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. There's only one opening on our board. Let's go. Delay is re-engaged. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Evan from Delray.
Yes, Delray, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Yes, Brian, good morning. First of all, my feelings on this whole thing is that they're focusing on Trump just to get away from Hunter Biden's, all his corruption and the Biden crime family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's number one. Number two, there's false news out there again, I believe from Fox, you talked about before about his bond. Some say it was a $200,000 bond thing that he posted, and the others said he went to the a bondsman. Who knows?
A bondsman came forward and said that he had worked out a deal with Trump to put up the bond. And, you know, a couple things about that. Number one, rich guys like Trump use other people's money all the time to do everything. That's what rich guys do. It's part of the art of the deal. But I think if it's true that he used a bondsman, and I do believe it is, and I haven't seen him deny it yet, which is fine, nothing's wrong with that. Why should he give Fannie Lewis $200,000 that you know he'll never get back? They'll say he owes it for security or something, right? He'll never get the $200,000 back, so why should he give it to her? By the way, how much does Fannie Lewis weigh, since they're all obsessed on CNN about Trump's weight?
No. Just like the gentleman just said before, you know, about our Constitution. It's an attack against the American people. If we don't start waking up, I got millions of phone calls yesterday.
Millions?
Staten Island, New York, okay? With all the immigrants coming in and living into their neighborhood. They locked the guy up because he spoke he spoke his grounds. Now they went after that Curtis, and they locked up Curtis, the one that from the Angels there. And he takes the street. It's disgusting what they're doing. It's totally disgusting.
But you know what, though? But when President Trump, after he did the mugshot and was booked, he had a brief little moment with the press in front of Trump Force One. Did he look worried?
Not really, because
no, and I heard it, and he did his first interview with Greg Kelly on Newsmax. He called Greg Kelly from Trump Force One, leaving Atlanta, and he didn't sound worried to me on that interview either. He was on top of the world.
And by the way, I wouldn't even watch that debate. I stayed on Twitter and watched him, okay? What makes me sick also, but I'm also proud, that every time I see that Chuck Schumer from New York,
oh, yes,
I want to get sick, okay? But I'm so proud. Years ago, back, we were doing a fundraising in a street fair. That man actually wanted to shake my hand, and I was a leader in that.
Schumer? Schumer wanted to shake your hand?
I told him I wouldn't shake your hand. You're a bum. You're not for the people.
Really? You said that to his face?
Politics.
You said that to his face?
Yes, right to his face.
Oh, man, that's funny.
And do not get in the picture with any of my guys because you're going to use it as a political agenda. And I would not do it. And all my guys went, yes.
That's awesome.
Good, go get him. So I'm proud every time I do it. You know, the guy should leave.
Yeah.
The Trump and stuff, everything's going to be found not guilty because he didn't do anything wrong. And they want to try to put him with the RICO Act. What do they think? He's John Gotti? You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, I appreciate it. Thanks so much from Del Rey. From New York to Del Rey to here. I like that. Remember what Schumer said about Trump? He says if you go against the deep state, they got 6 ways from Sunday to get back at you. Remember that? All right, let's see here. I'm losing track. Okay, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara from Hawaii.
Hey, Hawaii. How you doing?
Just fine, thank you. Well, I love that mugshot there. He looks so healthy, and if I compare him with Biden, when he arrived here on Maui, he looked like a walking death.
Yeah. What?
So out of his mind, he was, sitting in the group and falling asleep, and his vision just he was totally out of it.
Oh, yeah.
But his speech again, right? He was just talking about him again. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I get sick when he comes on and,
it was worse than him talking about himself, Biden. He was bragging about that 67 vet again. He just thinks that's the coolest thing. That it was bragging more than just talking about himself, while people have lost everything in Maui. I mean, except the rich people. I have not heard, and maybe you have because you got the local news out there, but I hear about all these homes that have been lost and businesses. I haven't heard of any of the famous celebrities like Bezos and Oprah Winfrey losing their homes. All the celebrities, their homes are intact, it seems, in Maui.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either about them losing houses.
Well, I would like to know how that happened. And you know what happens a lot of times with these rich people is they hire privately the firefighters to come protect their property. And they very well could be firefighters that should be protecting other places that they pay big bucks to. I just find it odd that Maui burned so much was lost, so many homes and businesses are destroyed, but not one of these celebrities on Maui got their grass burned even.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I just, I heard a report about the children. Where are the children?
Oh gosh, I don't even want to think about it. I mean, it's
They had about 3,000 children.
Oh, we lost the call. Okay, we lost the call from Hawaii, but yeah, I try not to even think about that. We'll take a break and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve.
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Good morning, Barry.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Great, great, great. Now, before you get started, Barry, you have published a new book. How can people find your book?
Well, the book, first of all, they can go to our website, siegellawgroup.com, and there's a link to it there. And you can also just go straight to Amazon. And if you look under my name, Barry D. Siegel, or Caught in the Middle, juggling your elderly parents' affairs while raising your own family, it's on there as well.
Absolutely. All right. So what do you have for us today, Barry?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to talk about today, is that many of the people that we deal with when we're dealing with the elder law and Medicaid planning are the adult children, the ones who are caught in the middle and juggling their elderly parents' affairs while raising their own families. And so really the book is designed to be a resource for those adult children who are trying to navigate through the process of dealing with the elderly parents, what issues come up, what decisions they have to make, and how, of course, they're going to be able to pay for this care that can be so expensive, so that their elderly parents don't have to feel like a burden on their family, can maintain their dignity, and feel the sense of security of not running out of their assets during their lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of things here. First off, Attorney Barry Siegel's book, I did read it last weekend, and it's filled with a lot of great information, and it's very easy to read. And the print is a nice size where it's easy on the eyes, Barry. The print and the font that you picked for that book was perfect. It was perfect. I hate when you get these books and the font is too small or it's too light. But anyway, it's very common for adult children to come in with their parents into the Siegel Law Group because, that burden that goes on the adult children can destroy a marriage. And it's destroyed many a marriage because there's a financial burden, there's a loss of privacy, and with the parents oftentimes, there's a loss of dignity and a lot of conflict between adult children and their elderly parents when the children become caregivers. And that is hard on a lot of families, and it causes problems that last a lifetime. And it doesn't have to be that way. Listen, it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group when you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, okay? And as Barry said, you can find them online at siegellawgroup.com or give them a call toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk next week. All right, back after this.
The social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, there is only one opening on the board where Attorney Barry Siegel was at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And, of course, we're talking about what happened yesterday, which really is not... I'm angry, and you know what? The reason I'm angry is the media ticked me off yesterday at the pleasure they were taking in it. This tea party they had with Anderson Cooper and Jake Tapper all afternoon. This disgusting panel led by Rachel Maddow on MSNBC, and I was really put off by Fox. What annoyed me about Fox was them ignoring what was happening until late in the evening. All day long, they were trying to make an issue out of that debate, and really just the tone of the media is what ticked me off. Is why I'm angry today. I think what happened yesterday with the mugshot, and I'll just say this, and I'll go right back to the phones, because this is an important day, and I want you guys to share your thoughts and everything. The thing with Democrats have a lot of dysfunctions. They do. That's why they're liberals. But the biggest problem the Democrats have as a party and as a group, whether it's their elected officials, the National Party, their activists, or just the lunatics that call us here on the phone, what Democrats all have in common, and their biggest problem, is that there's no boundaries with Democrats. They always push. They always push. And they started with this documents case, which is totally bogus, but they that's one case. But then they had to do it 4 times. And then this disrespect by bringing President Trump in for a mugshot yesterday, including war hero from the War on Terror, Mayor Giuliani. I'm very upset about that. He's the Audie Murphy of the War on Terror. And the way they treated him, and the disrespect that mob of the press showed him outside the jail the other day. But they pushed too far beyond the boundaries of what is acceptable to the American people yesterday. And that did firm up President Trump's reelection. All right, let's go back to our phones. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. All right. Once, twice. That's it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Jeff from Coral Springs.
Hey, Jeff. What's up?
Brian, so I would not be surprised if Trump got his bail bond thing at no cost, because it's one of those things that the notoriety of being able to service him would be something that some people would just love to be able to do.
Oh, yeah. Giuliani, he used a bail bondsman because I heard them say yesterday that he's bankrupt, he's broke because of all his troubles. And they were laughing at him for using a bail bondsman on CNN. Anderson Cooper just thought it was the funniest thing. I'm sorry he doesn't have all that Vanderbilt trust fund, Anderson Cooper. He made his money by working for it, and they've exhausted. But they were laughing at the bail bonds. He went to Second Chances bail bonds in Atlanta, and they just thought that. They were laughing about that all day on CNN yesterday. It's so snarky. I've never seen such bizarre behavior as I saw on the news yesterday.
I would not be surprised if he even has an agreement with them. I don't know if you've ever been in the seedier parts of towns where all those offices are, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's on some billboard saying that he recommends them or something, and it would just be another thing where he gets his face out there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Atlanta is liberals call it a majority minority city, which means it's a black city, right? And black people rally around people that are oppressed by the authorities. When they see an unjust law enforcement agency, or one that they perceive to be unjust, arresting and charging someone, they rally behind that person. And what I saw in the streets I'm not talking about the activist at the jail. I'm talking about when President Trump motorcade was going through the streets of Atlanta. I saw the streets lined in very rundown neighborhoods that I wouldn't want to be walking in day or night, with black people that looked like they loved Donald Trump. They were waving, they were smiling. They like Donald Trump. And this is doing a lot of damage to the Democrats so far as their liberal black vote nationwide, too.
That's all I have to offer, Brian.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the call. No comment on my poetic response to what he said. Okay. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara in Baltimore.
Hey, Barbara.
Again, so I hope that I'm not redundant. I agree with you as far as the martyrdom for Donald Trump, and especially in the black community. Donald Trump is being persecuted the way a lot of black people have perceived themselves being persecuted by the Democrats.
Yeah, you're right, and yeah.
You see, I'm seeing it not just in my family, but in other people. I would not be surprised at all if Donald Trump mural starts appearing on buildings.
Yep.
Nothing would surprise me at this point because they've gone so far over the line persecuting this man. And that's why you see this uprising, this awareness in the black community.
Well, when I first came across this phenomenon, when I came across this phenomenon in the liberal black community, here in South Florida, there was a black Democrat who was an elected official, and women would come forward all the time that he impregnated. And there were some criminal things too that would come up. And he not only did he keep running and getting reelected, he kept running for higher offices, and he kept winning even bigger each time. And I realized then we had somebody on the show, Steve and I were talking to, and that was a black journalist, and they said in the black community, it doesn't matter if someone's guilty or innocent. When they have the cops after them, or the courts after them, or the prosecutors are after them, they become a victim, they become a martyr, and they become more popular. And I see that happen again and again, and I see that happening with Trump.
It has happened. It has happened, and they can't take this back. What has happened to him is like nothing ever in history. And I don't know if you follow any of the black correspondents, people that have their own shows, their podcasts, and on YouTube, they're interviewing people in the street. Right now, I would love to be able to go out in the street and just talk to people with a microphone, because the reaction that you're going to hear is going to be surprising. Democrats have crossed the line. I'm hoping that T-shirt, I love that mugshot. That is, you talk about a thug. They're messing with a thug. They're messing with an innocent man. They're trying to make him into a criminal. And that mugshot, I want a T-shirt out of that thing.
Oh, everybody does. And of course, who doesn't want to have the mugshot mug?
Well, what I wanted to know is what you think about Vivek Ramaswamy and his adamant support for Donald Trump. I didn't watch the debate, but I've seen clips of it. And
okay, I'll tell you, it makes me distrust Ramaswamy even more. Ramaswamy tells you what you want to hear.
Yes. Okay, so I'm not on the wrong page. That's, a lot of people they give him all these accolades, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is real. Why is he so adamant in his enthusiasm about Donald Trump? He called him the best president, and he went, and I think that's what it is. Now I hear people saying, oh, he'd be a great VP pick, he could bring in the Democrats, he could bring in independents, but yeah, what else is he bringing?
That's right. Well, listen, I gotta run. The hour's almost over. All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. Phones have been very busy today. Steve will be back today as well after the top of the hour. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE1. If you're new to this program, you may have noticed this is where MAGA comes to talk, that's for sure. And we love President Trump here more than anyone else you will hear on any other program, okay? You'll hear more Trump love here than anywhere, and I say that with pride. You'll never hear me criticize nor disagree with President Trump. That's right. I mean that, and I've said that for years. These other shows, they got to attack him every other Thursday, they think, to maintain credibility. That's not how we roll here. We're with Trump every day, all day. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. We'll get back with our calls, and Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour. My name is Brian Craig. Back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Rogue Studio. Injured recently? Call the Rogues Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Rogues, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. look at your forecast today, we'll see a daytime high about 92 degrees with a chance of some afternoon showers and storms. Other than that, we are tracking a system this weekend that could move into the Gulf of Mexico and give us some heavier rains next week. We're tracking it. I'm WKBF 25 First Warning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Both in the best of the best furniture stored in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Good morning. We do have a broken down vehicle 95 southbound at 6th Avenue South. Stay to the right of that. Also looking at a broken down truck here 95 southbound at along with an accident here over Okeechobee Boulevard west of Haverhill Road. This report is sponsored by Macy's. It's Macy's Ultimate Shopping Event with an extra 25% off top designer brands with your coupon or Macy's card. Plus, get your fall beauty essentials with 15% off skincare, fragrances, makeup, and more. Now at Macy's, savings off regular sale and clearance prices, excluding apply. That's traffic.
Traffic service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. PBKC is the county's only OTV location featuring betting action from top horse tracks, and this weekend, bet on huge races including Saratoga's Travers Stakes, the Charlestown Classic, and more. Visit the Paddock Restaurant with over 180 new HD TVs and big screens, plus exceptional dining and drinks. The Paddock is also your best bet for comedy, music, and dinner shows. For our full schedule lineup,
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News Now, I'm Tom Rivers. The chair of the Federal Reserve gives a speech today that's especially important to the financial markets.
It wouldn't be the first time Jerome Powell's used the Federal Reserve's annual economic symposium to make a major announcement. The chair is expected to tell economic leaders from around the world that inflation isn't cooling off fast enough and that more stimulus, in other words, additional interest rate hikes, are likely. The markets pay close attention to what Powell says. Last year's message at Jackson Hole, which was also hawkish, sent the S&P tumbling 3.4%. Daria Aldinger, ABC News.
Judge in Atlanta will set a date for Donald Trump to plead charges in the election interference case in Georgia. He surrendered Thursday and had his mugshot taken, scowling at the camera. Michigan and Ohio took a pounding from severe weather in recent hours. Utilities in Michigan reporting just shy of 400,000 homes and businesses with no lights or air conditioning. This is ABC News.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
We'll be back shortly, guys.
Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you were 60 or older, you may
Well,
be at increased risk of
that means how far gone it is, we'll find out when Trump's reelected.
compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels.
That'll let us know.
Pharmacist or doctor about getting
When he's reelected, would you still say the country is gone?
RSV.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, are you already dreaming about your next vacation getaway? Well, Margaritaville at Sea summer blowout sale is back, but only for a very limited time. Check out a 3-day, 2-night cruise in the Bahamas, starting at only $99 for 2
You're on hold, Lisa. Okay.
incredible deal you won't see again this season. Enjoy delicious island-inspired cuisine, amazing live entertainment, spectacular ocean breezes, and so much more. Don't miss your last chance to break away to the Bahamas with cruises for 2 starting at $99. Book today at margaritavillasea.com.
The Summer Sizzling Kia Sales Event will be held at one location only, City Kia of Greater Orlando, just off the Florida Turnpike. Drive a little, save a lot. City Kia Summer Sales Event. City Kia's Battle of Brands begins right now. As the #1 Kia dealer in all of Central Florida, City Kia takes them all on. Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and more. Any valid offer on a new Kia in the USA or pay you $500, like the new 2023 Kia Rio from only $15.
Yeah, Eye of the Tiger. That was Greg Kelly's description. I like it. That's why I made it the thumbnail.
Love the outdoors and the open road? Don't miss RV Out. Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Hosted by Giant Recreation World Second Generation owner and CEO and his co-host, Dwayne Adams. RBM, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., right here on the True Oldies Channel.
On the air since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. You with us, Steve? No, you're not. You got it. Your mic is not plugged in tight enough. I cannot. Can hardly be heard. Okay, well you're gonna have to figure that out because we're on the air. I can't. All right. So Steve's mic. We're having technical problems with Steve. If you're on hold, stand by. I meant to mention this earlier and I forgot, but I want to mention it now. Then I'm going to get back to the phones. Yesterday, my phone rang. Yesterday morning, after I got off the air, and it was a celebrity that you guys would know. I'm not going to say who it is. And I'm talking about a real celebrity, somebody really famous and well-known. I'm not going to say who it is on the air. I'll tell Steve off the air, but I can't tell you guys on the air. But they called me on my cell phone, and sometimes, you get calls from people, you think you're being punked, right? So they actually sent me a text. They didn't just ring directly. They sent me a text and said, "Hey, Brian, this is... can I give you a call?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah, right. And I couldn't believe who they called me. I was like, amazing. These people have ways of getting phone numbers. You know what they called me about? Dr. Philip Appleton. Yeah, they listened to the program and they said, "Brian, I hear you talk." It was not Al Knight. It was a real celebrity. It was a real sorry, Al Knight. No. It was not a radio person. It was a real celebrity. Very well-known person. And they said, "Brian, I hear you talking about Dr. Appleton. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?" And we had a conversation about Dr. Appleton and what he does with the laser wave pain treatment. And this celebrity is going to go and see Dr. Appleton. Now, there's such a big shot, even though appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays for Dr. Appleton, they'll probably call ahead. Okay, that's how. Yeah, I know. Isn't that something? Isn't that pretty impressive? I wish I could tell you who it was. I mean, I could, but I don't. I was so shocked that I didn't say, "Hey, can I tell people about this?" But yeah, I know it's amazing. I know it's. I'm pretty impressed that they called me. So listen, Dr. Appleton's laser wave pain treatment does everything I say it does. It's amazing. It's amazing. When the first time I saw Dr. Appleton for my knee pain, I couldn't believe. The next day, after my years of suffering, I was feeling better. And after 2 days, the pain was gone. It hasn't returned. 5 times he has relieved me of pain in different parts of my body caused by different things. And it works on so many different types of pain as laser wave pain treatment. Give Dr. Appleton a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
I heard last night that the fact that he had gotten the bondsman, and while I was on hold, I Googled it, and it said that he had worked with a bondsman to get not only a bond for him, but some of his co-defendants. So, it's always thinking about others. And so...
Yeah. Well, and that one poor guy that got locked up, he didn't have enough money to come up with the 10% for the bond.
I was wondering if he did that on purpose for some reason. I saw that. I was Googling it, and...
Well, it was five. He had a $50,000 bail. He'd have to come up with $5,000, and that's a lot of money. Not all these people are rich. And...
Here's Black Voices for
yes.
I would think that somebody, they would have banded together. I don't know. So I think they'll come through for him. I hope so. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, I also heard Vivek, somebody called in the talk show and mentioned he heard that he was Soros backed. He was somehow related to it in the talk show. The host said, I have not heard anything about that. I'm not going to more or less entertain that. I think if somebody spells it out that it was maybe Soros's brother, it might be have a little bit more effect to it. But I have the Tiger.
Yeah, Greg, I wish I would have thought of that. Greg Kelly on Newsmax described President Trump's mugshot as the eye of the tiger look. And I like that. I think it fits. And if you with that in mind, Eye of the Tiger, of course, from Rocky 3, and the Eye of the Tiger is how Rocky got his comeback to come back and defeat Clobber Lang, who was Mr. T. But yeah, I mean, and I think that's the perfect description, and you'll see that look in his eye when you go look at the mugshot, no doubt.
That was wearing my Trump hat will really get things going when I walk into some of these places. So I can't wait.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing my MAGA hat right now, and I wear it out and about. The other day, when I left the, we're in a big office building, and when I was walking in the parking lot, a couple people were giving me weird looks, and yeah.
I wear it when I go to Dunkin' Donuts. I can't. I'm not sure about those.
I don't wear my MAGA gear when I go to restaurants unless it's a restaurant that advertises on a radio station like Wings Plus. Then you're cool. But I wore my MAGA hat into Chipotle the other day because you watch them make the food, so you don't have to worry. And that's why you see so many cops in Chipotle, because they can see them make their food. They know they're not going to spend. So there was this family who were looking at me the whole time I was ordering, and I thought, oh, here we go. A bunch of wokester liberal family. It was a husband, wife, and they had like a teenage daughter. And then when we walked out, they walked out ahead of me. They said, we love your hat. So I thought that was nice.
I get that so much. It's so awesome. Then it's a whole different conversation. And, we're such happy people. And these liberals are walking around so freaking miserable. Every one of them, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they are miserable. Yeah, and they are. They are. But you know what, though? It's only Fannie Willis is going to have her own mugshot. There's because this Jim Jordan is they're back in session in the beginning of September, second week in September. And Jim Jordan's head of judiciary, and they are launching a very specific investigation into Fannie Willis in this case. And they have reason to believe that she was in coordination with the Justice Department. And apparently, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's a crime.
Well, Bongino was interviewing the senator from Georgia a couple weeks ago, and he said, I forget his name, but he said they are going to be looking into her. So
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. All right, Joe Ellen. Take care. Appreciate the call. All right, now listen, we're going to take our first break of the last hour of the week. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm going to try to get Steve during the break as well. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Remember, if you ever miss a show or a part of a show, each day, about an hour after we go off the air, Mike, our board op, uploads the entire show to our radio station website, trueoldiesfla.com, all right? And the shows are also archived at trueoldiesfla.com forever, so you can get past episodes. And if you've called in and you'd like to hear your call again or even download it and save it, you can do that at trueoldiesfla.com. And remember, the show, when it's uploaded as a podcast at trueoldiesfla.com, is in perfect studio quality sound, like I'm hearing right here in my headphones. So you'll love it. TrueOldiesFLA.com. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hi, this is Gabriel with Florida Cash Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house in South Florida and want to sell it
Yep.
fast for a great price, call me.
Okay, you going to do it over the phone?
707070. I can pay cash and close.
Well, let me know, because I got to come back. I need to know what you want to do. I don't want. I'd rather do it on the phone than have you come back and not working. We'll use the phone. Okay. But are you on? Do you have the headset on the computer? Do you have this headset on the computer? I can. All right. Talk into that. Let me hear and see how it sounds. No, I can't hear you on the computer. What's that? Okay. All right. Well, let's just do it over the telephone then, because I don't. All right. So hold on. Now, when I have you on, if you get disconnected, I'll call you back during the next break. Okay. But hold on. Now, you never know who's listening. That's why when I get that text, you never know who's listening. I wonder. No, low.
Can you hear it? Okay.
That voice was Steve's wife, Lori.
My favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, and we are back. We're going to have Steve Kane on the phone. All right, Steve, you with us?
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Now we can hear you.
So I have something important to say.
You're doubling my salary.
And I've been very, very frustrated this morning. Anyway, let me cut to
Just
the
ignored
chase.
that.
You know, we all know
Just
that
ignored that whole
Trump
time.
is a genius.
That's for sure.
It kind of goes without thinking. You know, it's just like automatically he's one of the smartest entrepreneurs and businessmen. But when you really step back and you really look at it, I think, it's yesterday, I never realized what an incredible genius he is. Here's a man, he's surrounded by antagonists, people who have nothing else to do but sit around all day and think of ways to try to make his life miserable. And I love that image of the Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, because that's exactly what's going on. So they make him come down for this sign-in thing, which was the day they figure, we'll really piss him off and, inconvenience him and make him lose work time and all that. So what does he do? He takes the time that they've set aside to torment him, and he starts what's going to be a $1 million business in his spare time on the day he's supposed to be there. Yeah, and I'm sure he didn't do it. I'm sure it was, the idea was his, and he just said, let's monetize this. We'll take this thing which they designed to be a pain in the ass for us, and we'll turn it to our advantage. They think we're going to be embarrassed because, they're doing it, thinking it's going to spoil his image and anger him and frustrate him that his jail photo is floating around. So he monetized it. And he made $1 million in his spare time while they were...
And I'll tell you, Steve, last night, Don Jr. already had up in the Trump store the Mugshot merch. I bought a T-shirt and a Mugshot mug from President Trump last night.
And he will make millions of dollars out of this without it.
Well, the money, I believe, is going to... It's going to... Yeah, that's right, his legal defense. That's right.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
It shows my mind works like Don Trump's, but it's just beyond belief. I mean, this is no ordinary genius we're dealing with
telling
here.
That's the owner of the radio station emptying out the garbage can, guys. Just so you know, they're wondering who this is. Well, you know what it is. I heard Eric Trump say once about his dad that, and I think this is true of people that are as successful as Donald Trump. Eric Trump said, "My dad is at his best when he's down, when he's facing something. That's when he shines."
He feeds on it. He feeds on the. He's just a one in a million person. He really is. And woe betide, or whatever the expression is. Anybody who crosses it, or anybody who's in his sights, this is not a guy you want to have mad at you.
Now, let me ask you this: have you heard of President Trump making any appearances this weekend? And I'll tell you why I ask. I went by the airport today, and Trump Force One had not returned to the hangar here in Palm Beach, where it always returns from. It stayed in New Jersey. So I'm wondering if he has some of it, because I don't want to miss. This is going to be beautiful. And did you see him on? Did you hear President Trump on with Greg Kelly last night on Newsmax?
Yes.
Oh, that was such a. I mean, the mug. I don't think this is the mugshot that the left thought they were going to get. I think they thought he was going to look like Gary Busey, with his hair up in the air or something. I don't know what they thought they were going to get, but he looked handsome and strong.
These people do not stand a chance. And last night I told them we can stop worrying. He'll worry for us, and believe you me, he's going to emerge from this 47th president.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. All right. You want to take some calls? The phones are busy. Our number. All right. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Steve Kane on the phone today. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Once. Twice. All right. Oh, hold on. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Yeah.
What do you want, a CB or something? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes. Yes, what? Yeah, I don't know what's going on your end. Who was that man I was speaking to?
It was my son. I'm sorry.
Okay. Don't be sorry. Yeah, well, you're on now.
I watch you all the time, Brian.
Well, thank you.
I watch you all the time. What do we do about this, Brian?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do whatever Trump tells us to do. And Trump said, that's right, Trump said that if I get a fourth indictment, I'm going to win re-election for sure. So that's it. We're going to do, yep.
We need the Republicans, like Brian Kemp, to get out there and call special sessions, like, right away.
Hold on, caller.
Remember, I don't know if you remember the Babe Ruth story with William Bendix, probably not, before your time. But in the movie, he tells the kid he's going to hit a home run for him in the hospital. And he calls for a shot, and he points to the spot in the stands, and he home run just when he called the shot.
Yep.
Donald does all the time. He'll tell you exactly how it's going to end up, and then he makes it happen.
See, and you see this a lot in the snarky media response. They're very confused because an indictment and a mugshot for any other politician would be the end of their career. That'd be it. And they just can't understand why he's getting more popular.
His ability to monetize and to sell his product, which is, of course, him.
Well, I would say President Trump, his probably greatest skill set is not building, it's branding and marketing. He's a marketing and branding genius. And yeah, and that's what he's done with the mugshot mug. I can't wait. I hope they get it out quick. I got the mug and the T-shirt coming.
the thing that well, they're going to be the left knockoffs out there. He's not going to be able to profit from everything that he does on these, but he'll have the original, and he'll have the one that's going to sell the most. He's going to make $1 million just on his way to work and on his way to get fingerprinted.
Exactly. All right, caller, I'll give you the last word.
Republicans need to call a special session in Georgia and take care of this.
Yeah, yeah. All right, take care. Yeah, they keep saying, Steve, on the news that Kemp can't pardon Trump, Trump can't pardon himself, and Kemp can't investigate or fire Fani Willis. I don't assume any of those things are true. I just think they're trying to sell that narrative to people. But the next famous mugshot we're going to get, I believe, is Fani Willis. I think this Jim Jordan committee is going to find out that there's been some collusion between the Justice Department and her. Yeah.
That story's been released already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, now listen, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. I'm going to put you on hold, Steve. All right, you're on hold. The rest of you on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. My name is Brian Craig. Steve, of course, is here via telephone. My number is 888-GO-KANE-1. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh, goodness, guys. Make sure that you have liked the video, everyone. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Now, I live stream every day of the week. I'll be here all weekend long live streaming with all the updates and developments in the fallout from the Trump arrest. So make sure you guys get that notification bell clicked too, and you'll get a notification when I go live. I'll upload some podcast up here this weekend too, all about this. So don't miss anything. Lots of things to develop. Right now, we're just venting and processing. Over the weekend, there'll be more developments and reactions. We'll get into some more meat of everything. But you got to be subscribed, click that notification bell, like the video. There's over 1,300 in the live stream right now, and only a handful of you have liked the video, so please like the video, guys. That helps a lot. Less than half of you have liked the video.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. PBKC is the county's only OTB location featuring betting action from top horse tracks, and this weekend, bet on huge races including Saratoga's Travers Stakes, the Charlestown Classic, and more. Visit the Paddock Restaurant with over 180 new HD TVs and big screen, plus exceptional dining and drinks. The Paddock is also your best bet for comedy, music, and
Oh, man, it's going to be a busy weekend. I'm not going to get any rest this weekend because I'm going to be... Oh, thank you. My wife got me this shirt. My wife got me all my shirts. I don't buy any of my clothes. She even bought me my hat and my reading glasses and my watch. I did buy my shoes that I'm wearing, but other than that, my underwear, everything, my T-shirt, my wife bought it all. Is that how it is for most guys? Do your wives buy all your clothes? I don't even know what size I wear. I'd be lost. Traditional men do. Okay, I'm a traditional man then. This is like my favorite kind of shirt. It doesn't have to be ironed. You're still on hold? I know the phones are busy. And it's hard for me with the phones because Steve's on the phone, so I got to conference the lines in together, and it's a little difficult. Yeah, I pinned the Don Jr. store in the chat. It's right at the top of the chat if you want to. I'm going to get it out on the air when we get back.
techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work.
Orange is my favorite color. Yeah.
Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either.
I got a lot of orange. I got an orange shirt. My wife's car is orange. My laptop case is orange. I got a lot of orange.
Advertising on our radio station, so don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Cool Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto.
There's one opening just now. Somebody dropped off.
441. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Bramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call Any Lab Test.
Some people have been on hold a long time. Let's see, this 27 minutes, 48 seconds, one person. 1 hour, 26 minutes. Oh my goodness. What's my wife's favorite color? You know what? I don't know. Well, she picked out her orange car, so maybe orange is hers too. I don't know. I love orange. Yeah.
If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Tom Laporta will give you a free evaluation. Laporta Contracting was voted one of the best general contractor and best roofers in South Florida. He's honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and will never send you a roof you don't need. If you have an insurance claim, call your insurance company immediately. Then call Tom Laporta. New laws are in effect that allow Tom to negotiate directly with your insurance company.
We've had one today, one liberal. But they could be on hold. I don't know. All the calls are screenless. I don't know who's on hold on what line. How long have you been on hold, Lisa? And I can figure out maybe which line is you.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 46 years on the air.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane on the phone. Hey, Steve, let me give out the Don Jr. Online store so people can get the. Okay, now this is the official Don Jr. store with all the Trump mugshot merch, and again I ordered the mugshot mug and the T-shirt with the mugshot. All profits go to the Legal Defense Fund. It is shop. Let's see here. Let me look it up again. It's shopdonjr.com, by the way. Shopdonjr.com. $29.99. Yeah, that's right. $29.99. Pretty good bargain in this economy. Oh, man. That's right. He's got a lot of other cool merch, too. But it's shopdonjr.com. All right, let's go back to our phones, which are very busy. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi there. Hey.
Yes.
Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, listen, you stole my thunder because that's exactly what I was calling about with the Don Jr. store. And yeah, the mug is only $15.99 and the T-shirts are $29.99. And there's a variety. There's some with the mugshot at just the head and some with the whole, where he's holding the plate with the letters. And,
No, there's no V-neck, Steve. No V-neck. Steve's always got to find something there. I tell you, they're fun, Steve. They're fun. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Well, it's not.
well, what they're doing is, of course, ridiculous. And just like you said, tell them that they can't, that he can't pardon them, or that Kemp can't do anything, is a bunch of, Bravo Sierra. And all of these Republicans could band together.
By the time it's over, if things keep going the way they're going now, the jurors are going to carry Donald on their shoulders from the jury room and be celebrating the innocence of victory.
You know, yesterday when I was watching, Brian Glenn from Right Side Broadcasting met the president at the airport, and he traveled in the press bus to the jail and back. And he was with the media. They were so miserable, the media, the liberal fake news media. And you know what got them upset was Trump's spirits. When he got off the plane, he said hello to everybody, thank you. He was in such good spirit, and immediately I could feel the anger from the press on the tarmac. I know, it was great.
They cut off the press, cut off the free feed. I'm not talking too well this morning. They cut off the feed, the press.
Yeah.
As soon as Don started to speak.
Yeah, they don't want you to hear what he's got to say. But I'll tell you this, that the Democrats have pushed too far this time. I mean, they're turning people over on the Trump train that would never support a Republican, ever.
There are so many people here in Austin that are flipping. It's just a wonderful thing to see. So I want to encourage people, do not let this get us down. This is just like Eric Trump said. Look how unworried he looks. I mean, but the picture's great. Yeah, it's tiger.
And I'll tell you, do not buy these stories that Mark Meadows has turned on Trump. I don't believe any of that is true. They keep saying that in the media because he was trying to get his case moved. I think Mark Meadows is very close to President Trump, okay? And I know Mark Meadows a little bit. And Mark Meadows, not only, I think what he's doing is they're doing some legal challenges through him to do a test run to see what, they're setting things up for appeals and for the Supreme Court. So don't let them get you to believe that Mark Meadows has turned on Trump. I would be shocked if that happened. One thing President Trump said to Greg Kelly, you may have heard this, Steve, that I thought was interesting. Greg Kelly showed the mugshots of all these people. Trump said that a lot of them he doesn't even know who they are and has never met them.
Wow.
But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, well, I think we need to start a new slogan called Stay Trump Strong.
Yes, Trump strong. That's right. All right, take care, Lisa from Texas. All right. We only have one opening on the board where Lisa from Texas was holding. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning there, Uncle Steve. It's Ivy and Broward. How you guys doing? Great. Hey, listen, man, there's so many topics. Hey, Steve. There's so many topics, but we might as well stick with the one at hand, which is the whole point of this conversation here. If we go back, remember, the Democrats, not only they did the thing with the flooding, supposedly the pipe burst, okay, shenanigans. They pulled out all of the papers from under the table and everyone was shenanigans. There were even suitcases of black boxes.
Yeah.
When the guy drove a tractor trailer from Jersey, I believe, to Pennsylvania, crossing a borderline with Snake Valley, when he got to the position where he's supposed to go, they had too many there. The guy there sent him to a different location. Another shenanigan. So when Trump says, out of his only words, that, hey, I believe you guys should do a new count, sign 11,000 or 11 more counts if you can. He's not saying cheat, but we have the action of cheating, okay? We have the action of putting up big paper over the window so people can't see what's going on. We have the action when they're kicking out Republicans, poll watchers and counters, and only Democrats are remaining and counting 8 and 10 times. I don't even know where I'm going with this because there's no information busting it around my head. I can't even begin to talk about the arrest of Trump. I'm livid. However, if we're going to go to square one, the whole case is about this. Wasting our time again. Arrested development, like he says, Anderson Cooper and Jake Stupid Tapper acting like...
Well, last night, let me tell you. No, hold on. Just someone slow down. We're here till 9. Did you happen, Steve, to catch any of Anderson Cooper and Jake Tapper on CNN?
No.
Steve, it was like a gossip tea party of women in the South. It was so strange. They were sitting around giggling about his hair color description on the booking form. How do you get strawberry? What is strawberry hair? Jake Tapper was very obsessed with that. Then they spent another hour talking about his weight on the booking form. It was so, they seemed like they were intoxicated to me. They didn't seem lucid. If anybody else caught that.
The correlation goes back to Rush teaching me the boundaries. Brian is hitting on it. These people don't understand boundaries. That means they don't really respect their fellow men. These are sinners. And the way I feel about them not letting Don into the press, I mean, it just goes to show that Arrested Development. We got no boundaries. We have Arrested Development. We have children and grown-up bodies. It's sickening.
All right, take care.
No matter what they do, every move they make is wrong. They're perplexed about how they get screwed around on the debates. And instead of being smart and taking the occasion of the first debate to mend their relationship with Fox so it won't happen again, they've set it up now so that every debate is going to be like this. And the cream.
So we got the numbers. So right now, President Trump, the interview with Tucker Carlson is over 250 million. Over 250 million, and growing, Steve. It's growing still. That means that's every adult in America, by the way. 250 million views so far over that on the Tucker interview with President Trump. The debate on Fox had less than 13 million, had around 12 million viewers, 13 million fewer viewers than the 2015 debate with Trump. So it was a ratings disaster on Fox. And I watched Fox a lot yesterday during the day, Steve, because of the the breaking news. I was watching all the cable news, all of them, all four. Well, they were all day. They were talking on Fox about that debate, trying to make something of interest out of it. And I've never seen a news outlet spend all day trying to make something seem like it was important that nobody cares about when Trump's getting arrested yesterday.
They put themselves in a position where they had a lose-lose situation. There was no right way to handle it.
Yeah.
They couldn't ignore Trump because it would look like what it was. And if they talked about Trump, it would also look like what it was, which is that he won.
Yeah, he won the debate, President Trump. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if they have more debates, I think Fox has set it up so they're going to get creamed again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, we're coming up on our last break. I'm going to put you on hold, Steve, okay? And when we get back, we'll get back to the calls. It is open phones today, because it's Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. So, we've let some of the callers wander a little bit. But I really want to hear more of your thoughts, your emotional reactions and feelings this morning about what happened yesterday. You may have noticed we haven't heard from too many liberals. The reason that is because they're upset that we're not depressed today. We're supposed to be down in the dumps and crying, and as opposed to being energized about this great victory that President Trump is going to have. Every line on our board is full right now. We'll take our break and be back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on.
All right, and it's time for the last gold report of the week from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca. William Youngerman, good morning. How the metals looking today?
Metal's looking very stable after getting a little bit up over $1,920. Yes, a high of $1,924, and currently trading or closed out the day at $1,916.40, which was up $1. Silver up 19 cents yesterday, closing at $24.11. So platinum was up $5 at $936 the ounce. Palladium lost $38 at $1,212. As I said, we got over $1,920 so far this morning, but right now it's $1,917 the ounce. That's up 60 cents. Silver up 9 cents at $24.20. Platinum up $10 at $9.46. And palladium down $10 at $1,202. So the market's very good, stable above 1,900 again, and looking like it wants to go higher today and higher oil prices.
Absolutely. And we've been talking a lot this week about silver. I'm sorry, William Regger, my mind's been on silver this week. And I wanted to ask you a couple questions. Now, the Silver Eagles, you said they were going slightly up, but those are still a really good buy, especially compared to these crazy premiums on Silver Eagles a few months ago. Those are still a good buy today? Yeah, but what I wanted to talk to you about, because we haven't talked about this in a while, are the silver bars, both the 10-ounce and the 100-ounce. How are those looking right now? I mean, are there really good deals on 10-ounce and 100-ounce silver bars right now?
Absolutely. Great values on those. A great way to stack up some silver, and the lowest premiums of all the silver products, of course, are the 100-ounce silver bars. And we have several different brands that are the top brands in the country. So you're getting the top quality bars.
Yeah, and if you go to William Youngerman's in person, we talk about how his store is like a museum. I mean, you really should go. It's beautiful. And he has beautiful display cases, and you can actually see these 100-ounce silver bars, which are amazing, and you get a lot of silver. 100 ounces is a lot of silver at a great price. And the 10-ounce bars, William Youngerman, those have great deals on them. And the cool thing about the 10-ounce bars is they stack so well. A lot of people that accumulate silver in bar form, they call themselves stackers because the bars stack so well and are really cool. All right, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. You can stop in. He's located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. Online at williamyoungerman.com or give him a call, toll-free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk on Monday.
Okay, have a great one.
Back after this.
Take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the...
All right, we are back, and we have Steve Kane on the phone. I'm Brian Craig. There's only one opening on the board where William Youngerman was holding. Before we go back to the phone, Steve, though, I got a call yesterday afternoon from Mike Lindell's office. The MyPillow towels are back. Steve, the MyPillow towels, they ran out of them. They were so popular with our listeners, and I have these towels. All the towels in my household are MyPillow towels. These are towels like you've never experienced before. Mike Lindell says towels that actually work, and that is so true, and you will know it. I've told you guys so many times about how I dried off with just a little washcloth from the 6-piece MyPillow towel set. That's how great these towels are, and they're just $39.99. They're half off with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And not only are they back in stock, they have some new colors they did not have before in the MyPillow towel sets. 50% off, just $39.99 with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E at mypillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Houston?
Yeah, Brian, you're up.
Hey, Brian. Brian, you talk about the brilliance of Donald Trump. Isn't it stunning how one guy is able to take the mass media and let them marginalize themselves to the point where I don't think they even know how to approach Trump anymore?
Yeah.
You actually see the panic in these guys' faces when they come on. They don't know what to do now. They're literally just...
Well, what you've said is, I was watching Rachel Maddow had a panel. It was Rachel Maddow, Joy Reid, Nicole Wallace, who worked for John McCain, and somebody else I never saw before. And this was after the mugshot. They looked depressed.
It looks like their whole industry is depressed. They look fearful of taking this guy on. It's amazing. One guy is just turning them on their head.
Well, you know what I think did it is the Tucker Carlson interview, over 250 million views and going up. And, well, President Trump, I'm so glad he went back to Twitter last night. And he left Twitter. He never came back, and because he's got his own platform, he reintroduced himself to Twitter by just posting his mugshot, President Trump. And right now, this is just his one post with just his mugshot and no commentary. 120,700,000 views and growing on his Twitter.
The numbers are unbelievable. What was the 300 million I saw last night? That would be bigger than the moon landing and
yeah, well, that's what I said on the air yesterday. More people watched the Tucker interview with the president than any other television event. And I think I can say with complete confidence that is the most viewed interview ever, of any interview ever.
I think so.
So that's, yeah.
He's supposed to be down and out and on his last legs, and the guy's just turning everything upside down.
And if you go to Trump's Twitter, the mugshot that we're all seeing is what they handed out. I think he got a copy of the mugshot. And if you go to his Twitter, Steve, this is amazing. I just noticed this. Oh my goodness, this guy is so smart. All of the mugshot photos that you're seeing on television or online from everybody else, they look like they're like fourth or fifth generation. The photo quality is not that good. President Trump's is perfect high definition, and it's better than any one I've ever seen. It's the one he posted, so he must have gotten an original right there before he left. And Steve, I'm looking at his mugshot on his Twitter. I can't believe the greatness of this picture. He has perfect lighting on his face. I'm amazed at this, the quality of this. Because yeah.
Why are you amazed?
You know, like you said, his ability to monetize.
Well, because he looks better than I even realized. I mean, this photograph of him is amazing. Amazing. I don't know, and you put everything together, the left, right. Fannie Willis, Steve, is going to be like left holding the bag here. She's going to be the fall gal.
I want to see her face today.
Well, I think Fannie Willis is a total disgrace. Just a total disgrace. And then the whole legal team they got and everything, just a total embarrassment.
And we'll get to that point.
Yeah. This is just, guys. Wait until we go off the air in 7 minutes. Don't do it now. But go to Trump's Twitter and look at the quality of the photograph that he posted. Who walks out of a jailhouse with a copy of their own mugshot like that? No, I've never heard of it, but people just usually want to leave.
I have no reason to know this, but I would bet you anything that the picture that's on the website is not the one taken on the scene.
I don't know. It is, Steve. I just was looking. I was comparing. Maybe you're right, but I think it's the same one. I just think he's got an original. The one that's in the news media is not an original. It's like a copy of a copy. He's got the original. If you look at him, unless it looks like the original one to me. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the number. 120 million views on this on his Twitter already. That's the majority of the adults in the country. And it's amazing. It's amazing. All right, let's go back to our very busy phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Steve from Chicago.
Hey, Chicago.
Hi. Yeah, it's a great shot, and it's like I was hoping for more of a smile like that actor did when he got arrested once. But no, going this route is excellent. Like, Eye of the Tiger, this country is messed up, and he's like really, he's like, oh, you want to come get me? All right. And this is cool,
Yeah.
Hoping for more of a smile.
No, I think this is better. What it is, it's a serious situation. I believe this is going to be the photograph that defines his entire presidency, and he wanted it to be a serious photograph, not a joke. I think the way, and if you notice the way he's holding his head, the lighting's perfect. He's taking a picture like a Shakespearean trained actor. The way this picture is.
It doesn't
something that's just thrown together.
No. I mean, this is just, and I talk so much, Steve, I lose track of when I've said, I don't know if I said this on the air or during the break. So if I'm repeating myself on the air, my apologies. But we've only heard from one liberal today. And now we may, yeah. And the reason that is because we're not depressed. They think we're supposed to be depressed, demoralized, crying, in a fetal position on the, and I was annoyed at the media. The media angered me at their snarkiness, okay? And I felt disrespected, in particular by Fox.
The cameras when Trump came over, that was
I couldn't believe that. Yeah. But so far as the arrest, I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Do you agree, Steve, that this is going to be the most famous photograph in American history or not? A president's mugshot.
It'll be up there.
Yeah, it sure will. It sure will. All right, let's go. You're on the air.
Brian, how you doing? This is Brian from Boca.
Hey, Boca.
Hey, I got a quick story, real quick. In 2017, my daughter and I made a bet. She said he will never finish his first term. I said, oh yeah, let's make a bet. If you lose, you got to get a picture of Trump on your arm. If I lose, I'll get a picture of Chelsea Clinton on my arm. And guess what? He didn't. He finished his first term. And now she was still against him. She called me the other night. She goes, and I didn't push it, it's my daughter. She said, where should I put the picture of my arm, now? What picture? Now I got the picture, and I know we're both getting one.
Oh, you're gonna take your daughter to get tattooed?
No, she's in the 40s.
Okay. Sounds like a good tattoo.
It's amazing. It's her idea. I said, yeah, we'll get 45, 47 under the picture.
That's great.
Isn't that great? What story? It was like she called us the other night. She lives in England. She called us the other night out of the blue. She goes, I want to get that picture. I want to get that tattoo now. And we were like trying to talk her into it.
Hey, listen, nothing bonds a father and daughter more than Trump. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Appreciate the call. Yeah, go ahead, Steve. We're almost out of time, guys, so I got to be short with everyone. Okay. I'll try to squeeze in one or two more calls. I'm sorry to be short, but we're almost out of time for the week, and I know some of these people have been holding for a while. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's JJ from Mascom.
Hey. Go ahead. You're on, JJ.
Yes, I was just going to say the Democrats have made a huge mistake in this. It's horrific that they arrested him, but at the same time, it is a gift that keeps giving. They don't understand that what they're doing is they're turning Donald Trump into one of the common people. They are humanizing him by what they're doing to him. The Democrats get arrested too, not just. In other words, the working class people, the true Americans out there making things happen, and they don't like this type of this persecution. So they're humanizing him, and I believe they're going to be driving in doing so.
Well, I've been there. In particular, black Democrats who do not like overreaching government and police authorities. Hey, JJ, thanks for the call. If you're on hold, my apologies. We are out of time for the week. We'll be back Monday, but as I say quite often, if you stay on hold, you'll be first in line on Monday's show. Okay? That's what I'm trying to find out. I don't know. I haven't heard any announcements of Trump doing anything over the weekend, but I think we'll be hearing from him. And I got to tell you, I watched Newsmax's entire primetime lineup last night. I was blown away at how great they were. Peter Navarro was on with Eric Bolling. Don Jr. was on. It was great. And Greg Kelly with that interview with President Trump. I mean, that was an Emmy award-winning quality interview. That was a big interview. First interview right from Trump Force One after the booking. All right, guys, I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. We will be back on Monday morning. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump.
UNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by the Canal.
All right, guys, I'll see you. Take care. Thanks for watching.